score a 96-minute equaliser, you're on cloud nine, you're buzzing.
Yeah.
And I should be feeling really good about it, but I've got a tinge of 2 points dropped. So it's a really weird one. I'm delighted that we didn't lose the game. I'm delighted that Sarri's preserved his unbeaten record, but I do feel a little bit like the game was there for us. And, yeah, 2 points dropped.
I thought Chelsea started the second half very well. Was that the time you thought that you didn't quite take the chances you created at 1-0? That was the moment to really kill the game off for you?
Well, we had that moment with Alvaro. And you know what, Steve? I think it was this will tell you the story. Morata went through on goal, and I didn't even stand up.
Wow.
I just didn't believe he was ever going to score, and I was proved correct. And that, it sparked United into life. At that point, they seemed to look a little bit more active than they did, because they were so languid in the first half. But I think they realised they got away with one, they got out of jail massively, and yeah, they really did kick on and played really well for us for a period.
A lot of the stories that will dominate tomorrow was what happened in the aftermath of your equaliser. Did you see what was going on? Could you see what was going on with Mourinho in the touchline from where you were?
From my seat, it was just a complete shambles. I couldn't see specifics, but it just looked like a melee. And yeah, I mean, I was enjoying it. I was seeing it, and I had no idea who was at fault, like officially, but I knew 100% that it was going to revolve around Mourinho.
You knew that before the game?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no way that there's no way that a brilliant tool was going to be played and the headlines weren't going to be about Mourinho. He'd never allow that.
Yeah, we're showing you the scenes now. This is Jose Mourinho and Sarri, who looks fairly amicable at the end of the game, and Jose Mourinho is there signalling to the Chelsea fans. I think that's 3 that he's holding up, I think implying the amount of league titles that he's won for Chelsea. I was going to ask you what reaction did he get, but obviously we heard it was quite vocal towards the end of the game. So Chelsea fans a bit unhappy with Mourinho in that whole situation. Is that fair to say?
I think the thing with Mourinho is, I think he's in the past received really good ovations. You know, he came back to Stamford Bridge with Inter Milan and he got a fantastic ovation. He's obviously come back and been our manager since then, won another league title. We will forever be grateful for what Mourinho did for Chelsea. You know, winning 3 Premier Leagues, he will forever be stitched firmly into our history and is our greatest ever manager. But he certainly has a propensity now to rub people up the wrong way, and me included. I just find the antics quite boring. And like I said, a brilliant tool game of football has been played here, and we're not speaking about that at all. You know, we're not talking about Barkley's equaliser. We're not talking about a stunning performance from Anthony Martial. We're talking about Jose Mourinho, and that's exactly how he'd want it, and I find it quite tiresome.
Yeah, it was interesting, actually. We were watching that, and all the cameras were focused on the melee, and it got to the point where I think we were like, who actually scored the goal for Chelsea? Because there was so much attention on Jose Mourinho. So looking at the league table now, Rory, good point in the end today. Chelsea, realistic hopes for this season. Is it the Premier League title for you? Is that still realistic aim for you guys this season?
It's certainly the aim. I'm not sure I'd refer to it as a realistic aim. For us, the dream is the Premier League title. The realistic aim is top 4. Every week that goes by where we haven't been beaten and we're playing the way that we're playing, I start to believe a little more that the Premier League title could be on the horizon.
OK, well, thank you very much for joining us, mate. I do appreciate it, and we'll see you back on the Football Social soon, hopefully.
I hope so, Smithy, because I missed you last time, so next time for sure.
Definitely. Thanks, mate. Cheers for joining us.
Mate. Ta-da.
We've got to talk about that incident. Jack, what did you make of the Mourinho incident? Because we were watching it here.
Well, you lot jumped up, and I was like, I thought the game was over.
Yeah.
And then there's like a Royal Rumble going on the sideline. But from what we saw, it wasn't actually... You've got to cut Jose some slack, have you not? Like, it looked like that geezer came over to him and was in his face. And
it's worth pointing out, Jose didn't instigate it, so we think it's a member of Sarri's backroom staff celebrated, was very animated in Jose Mourinho's face.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, who is he? Do you know?
Nah. You know what Conor McGregor would say, though? I'm not allowed to swear.
No, you're not allowed to, by the way. I've reminded so many times about that.
Yeah. Every time I talk, they're in the back room going...
Remind him, 15 not to... Yeah. So you can't say what Conor McGregor would say, no.
No. But that's what I'm channeling there, them thoughts. Who is he? What's he doing?
Yeah.
He hasn't got the right to cut to anyone, let alone the special one. Yeah. Is he the special one anymore?
Pato, thoughts on the melee?
I mean, I don't care that much. I think in a Man United-Chelsea game, I think that you need a little bit of that. I don't really mind, and it's exactly the sort of thing that Rui Faria did for Mourinho for years. Just kind of went and riled up opposition managers. So I'm kind of... I think it adds a little bit of entertainment to a game between 2 clubs who ideally would both lose that match.
OK, Temps, you've got to come to Social Corner. What are people saying about that, about the game?
Oh, I haven't looked.
You haven't looked? OK.
I haven't looked, I've been
very honest.
Involved.
Come on.
But my personal opinion is that I love it.
I love it, okay. Is that just to get the fact you haven't looked at the social comments?
Talk about. I'll be honest, so there wasn't much to talk about until they scored that final goal, and then, yeah, that happened. So,
okay.
I love it, personally.
Will, you saw it unfold?
Oh, mate, it's just what you want to see in those sort of games. Like Pat was saying, like a bit of Royal Rumble at the end, and I thought it was Sarri.
Nice,
yeah, the punch would have been great.
Yeah. Well, the eye
real
poke.
Violence.
Yeah. The eye poke.
The person who held him back was the real villain in it.
It's interesting hearing what Rory was saying. Obviously, looking at Chelsea, they're still in a title race, but there's still an assumption by a lot of pundits that it is between Liverpool and Man City. Chelsea are currently top of the Premier League table. They're a title contender, aren't they?
Yeah, well, it's still early days, though, isn't it? Like, West Ham's still got a chance, obviously.
Yeah, the West Ham. I mean, I have to actually scroll down to get West Ham. There they are.
That's what we do, though.
15th.
Yeah.
Chelsea, 21 points from their 9 opening games, winning 6, drawing 3, unbeaten, of course. Man City, worth putting out, and Liverpool only a point behind with a game in hand. Pato, do you still look at Liverpool and Man City as the title favourites of the three?
I think I look at Man City as the title favourites. Like, I think Liverpool will probably be closest to them, but I think competing for second is a realistic goal for Chelsea. But when you actually look at how Man City have played and you look at their numbers, they're clearly a step ahead even of Liverpool. They have the best attack in the league, they have the best defence in the league, and it's hard not to see them kind of running away with it now, especially as they've got a run of relatively easy fixtures coming up, barring, I think, a trip to Spurs, which is actually quite a good time to play them right now.
Temp's right. You've had time now to look at the comments. What are people saying?
People were referring back to what Mourinho said in his press conference, actually, where he said he's not going to go crazy this weekend. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he did say that.
He said he wasn't going to go crazy, and then he got riled up. And they're also talking about the free fingers as well to the Chelsea fans. Just reminding them.
I thought it was 2 at the start. I thought he was really going for it.
I thought fair play, to be honest.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that was in reference to the amount of league titles you won at Chelsea rather than something else that you may have thought.
Yeah,
Could have been.
People,
we assume it was that.
People are just loving it, to be honest.
Yeah.
We found out who it was.
It doesn't say exactly who it is. Maybe. It was the assistant coach, apparently.
Was it? I thought it was a sports scientist or something.
If it was a ball boy, that would have been...
It'd been incredible to have ball boy, wasn't it? So, good point for Chelsea. Disappointing for Mourinho. 2-2 the game did finish. Let's look at our feature game now, Jack. I know you're excited about this one. West Ham against Tottenham. Here are the teams. The team news are in. First up, the home team. West Ham, Fabianski in goal. Zabaleta, Balbuena, Jupp and Creswell at the back. Declan Rice... he's been brilliant for you guys this season. We'll talk about him in a minute. Then you've got Yarmolenko, Mark Noble, Anderson and Snodgrass in behind Arnautovic. Subs, Adrian, Hernandez, Ogbonna, Fredericks, Masuaku and Diangona. Right, let's look at that team, Jack.
So Snodgrass stands out for me.
Snodgrass stands out for you?
Because if we'd have put him in that lineup last year, I'd have been fuming. I'd have walked off the set.
Would you?
You know
You'd have walked off the set?
Yeah, I couldn't stand him. But he's put in so much effort. Like, I'm proud of him. I feel like a proud dad for old Rob.
A proud dad. Got to talk about Declan Rice.
Yeah.
We interviewed Marco Arnautovic a couple of weeks ago, and he was absolutely raving when he said he's one of the best young players he's ever seen in his career.
Yeah.
How good is he from a fan's perspective?
Oh, he's great. He's great. I went to the West Ham Chelsea game a few weeks ago when it was 0-0, and he just had everyone in his pocket. Hazard, Willian, he's everywhere, mate. And how old is he? He's proper young, isn't he?
He's very young. I think he's 20, is he?
I think, something
he's
like
20
that.
and he's pulling out performances like that. And I'm 25.
Yeah, 2 changes West Ham, mate. He's 19, in fact. 19
He's
years
19!
old. Even younger than we think.
Oh, God. Hasn't he just now pledged allegiance to...
Sir Gareth.
Yeah, Sir Gareth, maybe.
Not officially, but he's implied that
he wants
exactly that.
Yeah.
But big plus for England. And also, the way Gareth Southgate plays with youth, it wouldn't be too long, you'd think, if he does pledge allegiance, that he'd be in that English squad for you?
Yeah. No, definitely, but I'm biased.
Do you reckon Mark Noble was absolutely fuming? Like, he's been waiting 16 years for that call-up, and then Declan Rice just slides.
It's a very good point, that. Yeah, I think he's the most capped current Premier League player without an England cap, Mark Noble.
Is he?
I believe so. Let's have a look at the Spurs teams. This is the team that will be starting the match. Few injuries for Tottenham. 2 changes from the side that beat Cardiff in the last game. Eric Lamela and Ben Davies both start. So Lloris back in goal. Trippier, Alderweireld, Sanchez and Davies back. 4 Potts goes with, of course, Jan Vertonghen ruled out for a good another 4 to 6 weeks, which is a huge blow for Tottenham. He was their fans player of the season last season. Dyer and Wink start. Dembele on the bench. Sissoko again starts. Okay. Lamela and Moura in behind. Harry Kane, subs, Son, Walker-Peters, Llorente, Dembele, Gazzaniga, Eriksen and Aurier. So as a West Ham fan, big news that Eriksen not quite fully fit
Yeah,
to make,
that's huge.
make the starting lineup, but he is on the bench.
Obviously
Who
the
worries
as
you
well.
in that team? As a
None
West
of them
Ham
really.
None of them.
Bottle jobs, a lot of them. Obviously,
All of them are. Yeah, okay.
Kane obviously is the obvious shout there. I'd be silly if I said otherwise. Mora, I don't know what. To be honest, I've not watched a lot of Tottenham this year. The one game I did watch was when you tore Manchester United apart.
Yeah.
And Mora was at the heart of that. So based just on that game, he could have been terrible the last few games. I don't know, but I'm sure he's
really
fine.
honest start to show, Jack. I really respect that. On the subject of West Ham and Tottenham, Jack, we've got a tweet that you put out.
Yeah.
This was a couple of weeks ago. I think this was after a Champions League loss for Spurs. We can see this full frame now. Can you read this tweet out for us, please?
Right. Okay. So, as a West Ham fan, I have nothing but respect for Tottenham. Proven time and time again they can compete at the high levels. This seems like a punishment.
Yeah, that's Read it now.
I think it's a bit silly when West Ham United fans mock their failure in a competition we never even nearly qualify for.
Now, this got a lot of retweets, likes, dislikes,
got
comments.
A lot of hate, yeah.
Did you get a lot of hate for that?
Yeah, one of the best ones, somebody
Careful
said...
what you say.
No. Yeah, relax, it's fine.
Okay.
Somebody said that there must be... I must take advantage of a sale on at DFS, or so. Just assume that was the best one, assuming that... implying that I'm a sofa fan.
Sofa fan. An armchair
I didn't write
fan.
it. I didn't write it.
Yeah, an armchair fan. Which on this show is a great gig because you watch all the games. But you do get a lot of split opinion from West Ham.
West Ham fans don't like me because I speak sense, essentially. Yeah. It's like we've never been anywhere near the Champions League, and when you fail in it, that's like, oh, look at them. That's like, I don't get it. I don't get the mentality of why can't we go? Fair play, they're doing what we wish we could do.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting point. Let us know what you think about it. West Ham fans in the comments section below, let us know what you think. We will pick out the best ones. We'll filter them, obviously. Yeah. Let us know. Of course, we've got some great incentives with our mates from Sky Bet. Our football social accumulator is back. 2 weeks ago we did this. Did come in 2 weeks ago, the first week it's ever come in.
It did.
Now, we've all predicted the scores from the 6 3 o'clock game. Temps has gone for a home win. Bournemouth, Southampton, the South Coast derby. JaackMate's gone for a home win. His beloved West Ham to beat Spurs. Will, you've gone for an away win. Fulham to beat Cardiff. I've gone for Man City to beat Burnley. Pato, you've gone with Brighton to beat Newcastle. And I've gone with Wolves to continue their impressive form and beat Watford. You can get odds of 150 to 1, which are our greatest odds on an accumulator so far for the Football or Social ACCA. Don't forget you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. For more information, go to skybet.com. Pato, away win. Newcastle Brighton, that's quite a big game, isn't it, that?
I mean, it's not going to be a fun game, is it? But I like Brighton. I actually really like their squad, and I like Chris Hughton. I do feel sorry for Benitez at Newcastle, but they are horrible to watch. Especially, weirdly enough, when Shelvey doesn't play, they get so much worse to watch. Whereas Brighton, they made great signings in the summer. I think they actually recruit really well, though a lot of their signings are still bedding in, haven't really played a lot of minutes. But I kind of hope that Basuma, Jahan Bash, these guys will start to come into the side and actually be entertaining to watch, because I think their talent level is better than where they are at the moment in the league.
Yeah. Will, your game's nearly underway. We're just looking at the pictures now, all in the tunnels. Which will be the highest scoring game? Let's get some predictions for you. Of your 4 games, where are we going to see goals?
I really think Wolves-Watford could burst into life as well, especially with all the talent that Wolves have got on display. Watford like to score, and they've shipped quite a lot against. Was it Bournemouth they lost 4-0?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
so that could be goals. But
yeah, these are the scenes right now. These are the scenes in Molineux, I believe. Wolves against Watford. Nuno Espirito Santo extends Wolves' Premier League record by naming an unchanged side for the 9th consecutive game. That's never been done before. No changes again from Nuno. Watford are without the suspended Christian Kabasele and have named 4 changes overall from the side that lost 4-0 at home to Bournemouth. Both Troy Deeney and Andre Gray do not start for Harry Gratch's side. That is interesting. Troy Deeney and Andre Gray both out of that one. So they're the players out.
My opinion on which
change your opinion now. There's the players out. Now we can go to Cardiff. These are the scenes at the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff versus Fulham. Cardiff still looking for their first win of the season. One of 3 sides yet to register a win of the season. That is Cardiff, Huddersfield and Newcastle, all without a win, as Neil Warnock names 2 changes to the side that lost to Tottenham last time out. Quite unlucky in that game, down to 10 men after Joe Rawls' red card on Lucas Moura, but they did end that game with absolutely nothing. Fulham, without a win in 5 Premier League games, they have named 3 changes to the side that was thrashed 5-1 at home by Arsenal. Those are the scenes at the Cardiff City Stadium. Next up, we can go to Bournemouth against Southampton. Eddie Howe names an unchanged side from the side that recorded their biggest ever Premier League away win at Watford a fortnight ago. Southampton have lost their last 3 Premier League games without scoring a single goal. So Mark Hughes has named 3 changes from the side that lost 3-0 to Chelsea in their last game. Charlie Austin, Jack Stevens and Mohamed El-Younisi all start for Southampton. They badly need a win. Man City versus Burnley, our second game, which Pato will be watching. These are the scenes. Pep Guardiola making 2 changes from the side that drew 0-0 at Liverpool. Vincent Kompany and Leroy Sané replaced Kyle Walker and Raheem Sterling, interestingly. Burnley, who are burning? I don't know who they are. Burnley looking to extend their run of 3 Premier League games unbeaten to Sean Dyche. They also make 2 changes as Jeff Hendrick and Stephen Defoe both start in that one. There is Joe Hart up against his former club, of course. Another big game at the foot of the table, Newcastle against Brighton. Rafa Benitez making 1 change for today's visit of Brighton. Paul Dummett starts in place of Javi Manquillo as the Magpies look for their first win of the season in all competitions. It's been a dreadful start for Newcastle. Chris Hughton making 2 changes from the side that beat Jack's West Ham. Sorry to bring that up at home before the international break. Dale Stevens and Jose Izquierdo returning to the starting 11. That is a massive game, that one, at the bottom of the table. Newcastle versus Brighton. And our main game, West Ham against Tottenham. West Ham's last game, as we just said, a defeat to Brighton, ending 5 games without a defeat. West Ham in good form before that game, Jack, weren't they?
Just a little blip, maybe? Or
little blip, we will find out soon. These are the scenes at the London Stadium. 2 changes from Manuel Pellegrini, Aaron Cresswell and Robert Snodgrass, we spoke about earlier, replacing Masuaku and Pedrick Obiang. Spurs making 2 changes from the side that narrowly beat Cardiff 1-0 at Wembley. Eric Lamela and Ben Davies both start. London Stadium, Jack, thoughts on that as a West Ham fan?
I've not got great experiences there, to be honest. It's very hostile. It's a very hostile environment. Yeah, I had a season ticket the first year we were there, and yeah, it was just fans arguing with fans. I don't know if it's because of how poor we were in that first season.
Was that because of how poor you were, or because of a lot of people saying there was issues with the crowd because it's not a football stadium?
Yeah,
it's not tailored to that.
We feel like the heart's been ripped out of the club. We changed our badge, changed our ground, we've moved location. So I think there was just a lot of not really knowing where our home is, basically.
Price boost on your screen now. Spurs to win 3-2 with Sky Bet. That was 22-1. It's now 25-1. There is a price boost on your screen. That is with Sky Bet. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. All terms and conditions apply. Let's get straight to Social Corner. Temps, what are people? Just remind people how they can get in touch again if you've just joined us on the stream, where we are, how they can get in touch with
leave
us
your
on the show.
Questions in the live chat, or you can tweet us at Football Daily, at SoccerAM with the hashtag #TheFootballSocial. We've got a lot of questions about Manchester United, but do we want to move on from Man United, or do you want to stay on the topic?
Before the kickoffs, let's have a quick one.
Go for it. Someone's asking, is Mourinho the man to blame for Manchester United's rough season, or should the players also take some blame?
Pato, thoughts on that?
They're basically, this season, exactly where they looked like they should have been last season. Like, last season, all the underlying numbers were exactly as bad as they are now, but they were on a hot streak defensively and offensively. Like, David De Gea saved everything that came at him last season. And the fact that Mourinho has not been able to sort the defence out is kind of on him. Yeah. And he knew that the defence... For United fans who maintain that this isn't the case because they finished second last season, Mourinho wanted defensive signings in the summer, so he acknowledges that the defence needed work. And this is the thing that he used to be able to do. He was never a great attacking coach. He was always a great defensive coach. And now they don't really have either. And he seems to just alienate people left and right. So, I don't know. I'm not really impressed by his work or his behaviour as a man.
Oh, OK. Strong words.
I just find it...
Go for the throat.
I just want him to end up at Everton or something where he belongs, you know?
Wow. Hold back, Pato. Wow. Let us know what you think of them in the comments. All of our games are underway right now.
Should have been a red card for Vincent Kompany.
Strong tackle in your game,
Should have been a red card for Kumps. He went... the ball was bouncing. It was a bad kick out from the back, actually. He goes in to try and nick it off. I think that's Aaron Lennon, who's on the floor. What an elite player he's been. Sorry, that was sarcastic for anybody watching. And he missed the ball, studs straight into Aaron Lennon's thigh, which is presumably insured for an unbelievable amount of money. And he's only got a yellow card for it. But early danger for Burnley. As we know, they can only score from set pieces.
That is very true.
Legally obliged to score their goals.
Lennon's still down as well, receiving treatment, Pat. So there's a replay now coming up.
This is brutal, by the way.
Oh, that's very early to do that.
Definite red for you, but you've seen them given, haven't you? Red cards for that.
Oh, I think Kompany. I think he's benefited there from the fact that it's like the first game.
Refs bottle it when it's so early.
Yeah, the refs just decided to kind of let it go and say you're actually allowed to shoot someone in the head in the first 5 minutes.
In fact, Lennon is just showing, just seen scenes there, showing the physio with Sky. He's got a big scar from the stud mark from Vincent Kompany. That is literally in the first 2 minutes of that game.
Big scar. Happened quickly, didn't it?
Lucky to, yes, stud mark, maybe. And here comes the Burnley set piece. Oh! It's a good set piece from Burnley, as we expect. Spurs with a chance. Through on goal. Eric Lamela,
come on.
Rubbish.
How have West Ham started, Jack?
Well, don't ask me that right now. The other day I heard somebody say that Kieran Trippier looks like Stewie Griffin, and now when you see Trippier, like, look at his little cheeky cheeks. Cheeky cheeks.
Yes. Great punditry there.
Yeah.
Cheeky cheeks.
Yeah, no, wait till he comes on. And you'll think Stewie.
OK, look forward to seeing that. I will look forward to seeing a close-up of Kieran
That's my
Trippier.
input.
Will, you look really professional facial expression from Will Brazier from Sport there, looking at your 4 games. Has there been a strong tackle in one of your games as well?
The reason for the face, Smithy, is I've got really small eyes, so I'm just trying to concentrate.
Clarifying that.
You've got small eyes, less vision.
Yeah, Bournemouth had a bit of a goalmouth scramble at the top, and then Nathan Redmond's gone kind of close with a free kick, but apart from that, not a lot happening so far.
Yeah, just in our first 5 minutes of all our games, all goalless at the minute. Results to give you from the Championship earlier on. Blackburn beating Leeds 2-1 in that one. So it's a huge result for Blackburn. Many people's title favourites, Leeds United, slipping
the wheels
a
are coming
little
off.
bit to there. Maybe they are, JaackMaate. Maybe they are. Temps, social corner.
Yeah,
What have you got for us?
David wants to know about Jadon Sancho. Should he return to the Premier League, or should he stay in the Bundesliga / outside of the English league?
Oh, you stay there.
Yeah,
I like
agree.
it when there's English players abroad. I love that. There's not enough of that.
We need more.
Brave as well, isn't it?
definitely-
To do that.
Yeah.
He's saying leaving his family and getting regular first team. He's playing in Champions League games.
Yeah.
So why would he?
Exactly, yeah, that's quality.
His assist record's actually really good. So I think Pep was saying he wouldn't rule out bringing him back, which is...
Chance to City, Pato.
Yeah, ball swept in from the wing by Mahrez, and Aguero just ghosts in and then just sort of nods it wide. But Burnley... That's exactly what Burnley hope will happen. They'll give up loads of really good chances and they'll be inexplicably missed. That's their defensive strategy.
Yeah.
By the way, why are Brighton wearing green? Why has that been allowed? Because they look like a team of goalkeepers.
And also the
green.
worst
Watford
Green is a
wearing
very
green as
goalkeeper
well.
colour,
It's a
isn't it?
weird colour. Like, you never see a team wear green for obvious reasons, because grass is green.
Watford are
So
doing
why
it
has
as well.
Brighton
Spurs has got their
thought about it?
greenish, bluish kit this season.
No, they don't matter, do they? Come on.
But yeah, big chance for Aguero there. By his standards, should do a lot better.
Yeah, it's
Interestingly,
not great.
Aguero scored 6 goals in his last 5 appearances against Burnley and 3 goals in his last 4. So he's a man in form, but yeah, should do better with that one. Will, anything to report in these early stages?
I'm sorry, Smithy, but there's absolutely nothing.
That's fine.
No, I'm sorry, I've let you down. Josh
Should've
Murphy had
qualified
a sort of... I mean, I'm clutching at straws to call it a chance, but...
A half chance.
hang on. Newcastle
He kicked the ball.
through there. They've got a corner now. Great save from Matt Ryan. I think it was Iosi Perez going one-on-one. So, stand corrected straight away.
Jack Will's a good mate of yours. Very impressed with his... He's even leaning forward. He's really taking this role
He's
serious,
quality,
isn't he?
yeah, he's really good, yeah.
Can I have that as a reference?
Brutal.
Do we have to let us know when sarcasm is coming into this
No,
show now?
I'm not used to complimenting him. I spent a year on the radio mugging him off every week, so...
That is true.
No, you're all right, mate, you're doing well.
You're all right. Another price boost on your screen right now in our feature game, Spurs at West Ham. Kane to score first goal 7-2. That is with Sky Bet. Don't forget, you must be 18+. Harry Kane scored 7 goals in his last 7 appearances against West Ham. West Ham and Arsenal are the 2 clubs he has a very good record against.
So frustrating.
4 goals in his last 4 appearances for Spurs as well, Harry Kane. 29 goals in his last 36.
It's like a little
Are you
gnat,
scared
isn't
of
he?
Harry Kane,
I'm
Jack?
always scared of Kane. He's a little gnat. I can't swat him away. But to be fair, Snodgrass has not stopped running, so in about 12 minutes he's going to be knackered.
Is that the first sub for you, that one?
Yeah.
And also, Spurs, we've got you again in a few weeks.
Yeah, but...
At your place again
I
in the Carabao
reckon
Cup.
we'll lose today and beat you in the Cup. Oh!
Which is exactly what happened last season.
goodness.
Yeah.
We beat you at the London Stadium with 10 men in that game as well, because I think Aurier got sent off.
Yeah, rub it in.
And then in the League Cup, when we were 2-0 up,
At half-time.
you won 3-2.
Changed it around.
Oh, was that
yeah.
when Obiang scored that worldie?
No, that was in the
nah.
other game at
Yeah,
Wembley, which was 1-1.
that was 1-1.
In fact, there were 2 worldies in that game, because Son scored and Obiang.
Yeah.
But I was at that Carabao Cup game, and it was...
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But there was some West Ham fans, I will say a very, very small minority, that left at half-time at 2-0. And then the away end just went crazy, because it was like... I think Spurs, we were a bit complacent second half, and you beat us 3-2.
Yeah, and I missed it because I was at a Pigeon Detectives gig.
Oh, great band.
Good band.
Yeah, good band, but I mean, a 3-2. I'm missing something there, innit? You know.
In hindsight, would you rather have been at the game?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no offence to the band. I like the band.
Did they do many of the first album?
Yeah, there was a lot of... and he swung a mic with him for years. That was quality.
I'm not sorry. That's pigeon sectors, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah?
Big pigeon detector.
I always get them mixed up with Reverend and the Makers.
Yeah, I could have been the heavyweight champion of the world. Right?
Yeah, that was quality, that.
We're going very off.
What's going on?
You guys all right?
Yeah.
That's what your wedding was like, Smithy.
My wedding speech just went completely off topic. Yeah. What are you talking about? So we are goalless. This is always the time when there is nothing to report so far in any of the games. Wolves, Watford. I've gone for a Wolves win in that game. Wolves have been. I've been so impressed with Wolves this season.
Yeah, they're great.
And
Nuno,
no changes again.
Yeah, I like the team.
Not a single change.
Is he just trying to be cool there, though? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm Football Manager, I can do this without doing any work.
Do you think the players know on a Friday? It's like, well, we know who's the starting lineup.
Yeah. 11 mates.
Yeah, and their record signing as well, Adama Traore, who's been impactful. I think he's come on.
Yeah.
He's featured in all the games.
He
He's
scored the winner against West Ham.
Scored the winner against West Ham. Nearly scored the winner against Man United. Had that chance late doors, which was our feature game that week on the Football Social. But doesn't start him.
No.
So he obviously rates him as he sees him as an impact player at this time.
Yeah. Where are they in the league? What are Wolves doing?
Wolves in the league. I think they're
are
about.
they?
They're about. They are seventh.
Oh yeah.
Seventh in the league.
Well, he must be doing something right.
Yeah. Yarmolenko price boost to score first goal, 14-1.
He is.
Thoughts on Yarmolenko this season, Jack?
Well, a mate of mine described him as a left foot with a face. That's essentially what he is. He's only got a left foot. But I'll take it, because that left foot...
And a face.
Yeah. And now I rate him a lot, to be fair. But this man you're seeing now, Fabianski, is our best sign of the season.
Oh, yeah. That's a big shout.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, mate. He has been phenomenal. Number one signing for us. And then probably Yarmo second. Jack Wilshere third. No, not really.
No, not really. Come on.
Injured again, isn't he?
Yeah. Jack Wheelchair.
Pato, I know that you are very excited about watching Burnley today. How have Burnley started against Man City?
I mean, they've not been spectacular. Obviously gave up that big chance to Aguero. Highlight of the game so far is probably Riyad Mahrez out on the wing, under no pressure, pings a 70-yard pass back to Edison. It was absolutely sensational. Dropped it on a dime for Edison. From the Burnley half, decided that he should go back to his keeper. So that was exciting. But Bernardo Silva dropping really deep. Good times.
Sorry, mate. Look, I know it's not a big deal, but just Snodgrass, mate. He's doing what every Sunday League player does, where he's just
chasing the ball.
Closing down the keeper from the halfway line. That's not your job, mate. No. He's going to be absolutely shattered.
You've mentioned Snodgrass a lot so far. I mean, am I right in saying if he gets substituted, you won't be that upset?
No, I don't mind him. I'm transfixed on him because I've never seen anyone like that.
It's like player cam, isn't it? You're just glued to him.
It's like this is the first game he's ever been allowed to play in. And he's just... That's crazy.
Maybe he's watching Musa Sissoko and he's like... And he's like, that's what I should do.
Yeah. Oh, bless him.
Bless him.
I like that West Ham are sort of playing Mark Noble like Pirlo now. As in they're like, right, let's protect him with Anderson, with Obiang, with Rice, and then he'll just ping past. And he's actually been amazing because he...
Cut in from the left-hand side, Morris to Sissoko. Sissoko had a shot, slight deflection over the bar. This is the first big chance of the game, Jack.
Yeah.
Lovely again. Lamella to Mora.
Lovely. Lovely, he says, as they play a 6-yard pass.
It took a deflection, the keeper knows nothing
about
it.
At Fulham!
There's a goal at Fulham, what happened?
Thank the Lord, Neil Warnock will not be smiling. Andre Schürrle is bagged, I didn't see it. So much going on, but
keep talking over it.
Schürrle looks absolutely... He's elated, and anyone who hates Warnock, like myself, will be delighted to see that Cardiff are losing. Anti-football... and it's cost them. And
you'll be seeing a replay any minute of this goal, so you can talk us through it in detail. Spurs have a corner, meanwhile. It's punched away by Fabianski. Another chance for Spurs. Keeper's done very well there as it goes out for a throw-in to Tottenham. Deep inside West Ham's half. There is Schürrle still celebrating that goal.
It's like he's...
Have you seen a replay yet?
No, nothing yet.
He's so excited.
Proper milking it, isn't he?
Fans going, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean...
He's league winner or something.
He's scored a few this season.
He's really celebrating.
It's like he scored his first ever goal, but...
He's played in a World Cup final. Calm down. He is the most confident man in the Premier League, though. I've been looking at... I looked at a map of all his shots the other day, and they were so far out from the goal. It was like he was
weekend.
playing a different sport. It was unbelievable.
He's had a good start to the season. That is his 4th Premier League goal. Only Alexander Mitrovic
Here we go,
with
Smith.
more
Finally
goals,
got the replay.
5 goals. Here's a replay. Will, talk us through it.
Edge of the box here, working. Oh no, he's just gone for it. Sorry, I thought they were working it in.
Just what you were saying.
Ping.
Ping.
Look at that.
Oh, it's a great goal from range.
Wow.
Wow.
Keep,
Yeah,
maybe a little bit on the keeper
side.
there for me.
Well, he's been trying it, hasn't
He's
he?
hit it from range, about 25 yards out, straight
That's
into the corner.
that's a great goal.
Oh, it's a great goal.
Yeah, you can't blame
Etheridge can
the
do
keeper for
nothing about that. That is Schürrle's 4th goal of the season.
Yes.
Great start.
Oh, dear.
Just in the Newcastle, it's been off for about 5 minutes. A big head clash. Glenn Murray was down for Brighton. I don't know who was down for Newcastle, but it's been about 5 minutes, and paramedics are also on the pitch as well. So hopefully everyone's all right who's involved.
That's a worry for Brighton, because Glenn Murray... How many goals has Glenn Murray got so far this season? It's like 6 or 7?
Yeah.
But they do need to get better about head injuries in football. Like, they're starting to sort that out a little bit.
What with like the concussion protocol?
Yeah, because previously it's just been like they kind of praise people when they carry on playing after they've been hit really hard in the head, which is actually not probably something you should encourage.
Yeah.
It's not good for people.
Yeah, 5 Premier League goals, Glenn Murray. Interesting, he's 1 away from his 100th goal as well.
Come on, boys.
Oh, it's Fedef.
One more goal to become Brighton's 2nd player ever with 100 goals.
Sandwich,
JaackMaate, what happened in that game? I missed that. What happened in the West Ham
Just
Spurs
slotted
game?
it through to Arnie. I'm not sure who slotted it through, but it was actually a decent tackle here from that centre half. Look, did you see that? Did you see Yarmolenko? He could have just whipped it in with his right, but he's gone for the outside of his left foot.
Corner for West Ham, though. Spurs do not like conceding corners. This is a chance
This
for
is a
West
goal.
Ham.
This is a
One of
goal.
your goals in the League Cup game last year came from a corner.
I think a couple of them did.
I think you might be right, Chance for West Ham.
Oh! Another corner, please.
He's such a good signing, Anderson.
Yeah, he's silky.
And he does so much defensive work as well. Like, you know, that he was playing on the wing last season and like averaged a goal or assist every 90 minutes for Lazio. Season before that, nobody made more tackles in Serie A than him.
Really?
Nobody. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
And so in this game, like, they can get away with not playing Obiang because they know that he'll do so much defensive work.
We've got another corner here.
Another corner to West Ham. Interesting, Spurs conceding a Premier League high 5 goals from headers. They've only conceded 7 goals all season. 5 of them have been headers and a lot from set pieces. So Spurs are not good at defending set pieces. Describe that corner, Jack, please.
I'm not allowed to swear. I'm not allowed to swear.
Oh.
But if I could, I would.
Chance, Will, in one of your games?
Yeah, Cardiff going very close. Josh Murphy causing all sorts of problems down the left-hand side, saved by the keeper and then scrambled away. Just back to the Brighton thing, it looked like Glenn Murray was instantly knocked out from that head clash.
Wow.
Quite worried.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm
It's rough.
making it more dramatic than it was, but
Oh,
it
no,
did look horrific.
Hopefully, there's a full recovery. That's not nice to see. A few goals in the Championship to tell you about. Aston Villa 1, Swansea 0. Nottingham Forest have just gone 1-0 up against Norwich.
Any goals at the Britannia there, Smith?
No goals at the Britannia. No, Stoke Birmingham is one you've got a vested interest in.
Yep.
That is
0-0
currently
draw is
0-0.
going
Would you take 0-0?
Yeah, 8 unbeaten, 6 of those are draws. Do love a draw, so in Monk we trust.
OK, yeah, those are the only goals to tell you about at the minute.
Need some goals.
Oh.
Temps, social corner. Let's go on.
How
What's
has he
happening in
saved
social?
that?
In fact, before we do that, Pato, big chance in the City game. What happened there?
Again, Morris cut.
Goal!
Oh, got interrupted there. Pato, we'll go to the City game in a minute.
Is it
But there's been
Cardiff?
another.
No
Cardiff have
way.
equalised. We said, I think it's
No
Josh
way.
Murphy causing all sorts of problems down that left.
Oh.
Left shot last time, on his right foot this time, and it's gone past the keeper, and it's 1-1.
Who thought that would be the game of the day?
It is a huge game, that. Newcastle versus Brighton at the
Fulham
foot of the
can't
table.
defend, man.
Newcastle, Brighton, 2 of the 3 teams without winning a single Premier League game. It's currently 1-1. That is a massive, massive game at the foot of the table. Pato, what happened in your game? Chance for City, was it?
Yeah, Mahrez came in from the right, swung a ball into the box, again found Aguero unmarked, this time about a yard out, and Joe Hart is just there, makes himself big on the line and manages to sort of spoon it out for a corner. It was really, really, really good. Like, Mahrez has been great early on.
Jack, instant in the Spurs-West Ham game. A lot of blood. Is that Zabaleta? Lucas Moore and Zabaleta, I think.
Yeah, Moore has sort of elbowed Zabaleta in the eye, and Zabaleta's a cool, calm character at the best of times, but I see him...
There's a lot of blood
he's kicking off a lot, and that's the first time I have seen Zabaleta lose his cool.
Was that accidental or a red card for you?
Well, I don't know. I'll be interested to see what you boys think if you see the replay, because Moore has sort of jumped way above him. I don't think he needs to move his arms like that, but then again, I'm not a professional footballer.
Really good answer. So we don't know is the answer to that.
Yeah. That'll be most of my answers today, Smithy.
Really honest. Temps, we were coming to you, but we had a few incidents. Social corner.
Oh, yes.
What we got?
We got a question from Freddie.
No, we won't be coming to you. Sorry, there's been a goal in the Man City game.
I'll just fit it.
Sergio Aguero, Pato.
Yeah, Sergio Aguero scored. I do not know the details because I was actually watching the West Ham game.
Your game is Man City.
I was waiting to see the bald-on-bald action
this is
I
your
thought I was
game.
going to get from Lucas Moura versus Zabaleta. But yeah, Aguero, after having 2 massive chances, has managed to finally score one. So it's probably the hardest of the bunch because the other 2 were easy. So anyway, yeah, ball out here on the left wing. Great interplay by Sané and David Silva. David Silva,
tight,
straight
isn't it?
across
That
the
is
box.
That is silky.
Look at
Classic
that.
Man City goal.
Pure Stelling from me there, let's be real.
Great goal.
Oh, it's a great ball.
So there's a lot for
That
Burnley
assist
to
from
do
Silva,
now.
That
We
has
expect-
been coming, though. That has been coming.
That's a nice goal.
Temps, are there any other goals to tell us about, Will, before we can
Yeah,
finally...
there's bit now, I'm joking. So
Temps, we're coming to you now.
Finally.
Give us the best questions that you have.
Yeah, I've got one from Freddie who says, what is the worst moment you've experienced as a fan?
Whoa.
Easy for me to answer.
Go on.
Same here.
Worst moment I experienced as a fan was a match
too
that Tottenham weren't even involved in. It was when we finally qualified for the Champions League, finishing 4th, and everything about
Oh,
this.
this is amazing.
Arsenal, our
about
biggest rivals,
the
picked us
lasagna
on the
game?
last day. No, different season.
different.
Arsenal,
This is
our biggest
2012,
rivals,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our biggest rivals, Arsenal, pipped us by 1 point on the last day of the season.
That was
and we
sensible.
should have finished third because we dropped a lot of points before that. So
Yeah.
we came 4th. OK, but we're still in the Champions League. Unless Chelsea beat Bayern Munich in Bayern Munich. And if you look at Bayern Munich's team that day...
That was great.
Everyone thought Bayern Munich would win. And they absolutely hammered Chelsea. Bayern Munich and Chelsea won on penalties. They went behind in the shootout. Bayern Munich missed a penalty in normal time. It was just... And Spurs didn't qualify for the Champions League, and I was in a pub watching with a lot of Chelsea fans, and it was horrible. I mean...
You're right, mate.
Really bad for you.
Got a tissue?
No, that was my worst. Jack, do you want to change the subject for me? Your worst memory?
The multiple relegations was painful. Yeah.
Is there one that stands out?
But no, yours was bad as well, mate.
A lot better.
I saw West Ham lose a playoff final against Palace, I think it was.
yeah.
Once that was painful. There's plenty. Actually,
You've got a lot to choose from as a
yeah,
West Ham fan,
I have. The one thing that really sticks in my mind of more recent memories was the moment that Payet decided he didn't want to play anymore. Because I loved him, I worshipped that man, and it was like one day he's just come out and gone, no. It's like your dad going to get some milk and not coming back. It's like you don't know what to do. I've been worshipping him. I'm gonna need tissues. Sorry, I just had
Let's move on
little
from
break
that.
there.
Oh, do I have to do one as
Arsenal's
well?
worst moment, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, 2006 Champions League final, that wasn't good. And 2010 World Cup final, that was pretty miserable. Because I was really excited, and the Netherlands finally got there to the final, and then played horrible anti-football, got beaten by a team full of people I hate. And it was just embarrassing. It was just an awful watch.
It was the Howard Webb, the amount of yellow cards.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was genuinely... it was really unpleasant to watch.
Goal
And then
at
at the end, the result
Cardiff!
No
Okay.
way.
Oh, mate.
No way.
What is going on?
What is going on in this game?
I
Fulham
think
can't defend.
I think it's my karma because I was so anti-Warnock and he's thrown it back in my face. I don't know the goal scorer, but it was lovely. It was down the right-hand side this time. Slipped it under Bettinelli, and it's 2-1 to Cardiff. 3 goals in, 15 minutes? I can't believe it.
Quality.
Yeah, I'm annoyed. I wanted Cardiff to go the whole season without winning. That would have been great.
They still might.
Yeah, well,
Go on.
it's true. It's true. Because Fulham can attack.
Oh, no, is that a goal in another game?
Yeah.
Oh, Jin Capoue.
No way.
This is an absolute screamer.
keeper didn't
It's like
even
the glimpse
move.
of my eye there against Wolves.
It's that green
Watford
away
take the
kit.
lead.
Just looks like the...
Will,
like
talk
a
us through this
bit of
one.
Grassy score. I haven't actually seen it yet, Smithy. I was catching up on Cardiff, but apparently I'm reliably informed in my ear. It's an absolute screamer from Capoue. He bagged quite a lot. Was it the start of last season? He was like...
Yeah, he went on
Yeah.
a run of 6 or 7 goals.
There we go. The
Here's
replay's
the
coming
replay.
up now.
He's a quality player, Capoue.
Edge of the area, being worked around, and he's...
Oh.
Oh, and the
wow.
you know when it's good because the keeper doesn't move. He
The
stood
keeper
still.
is planted.
Look at this here. Winds it back.
Oh, it's gone through his legs.
Oh,
It's actually
He's
gone
on
through-
leg to guy.
Hang on, let's everyone calm down. It's actually not that good.
I think he's megged this guy.
It's not even took a deflection, has it?
No, it's just gone straight through
It's
his
a very
legs.
clean strike from Capoue through the defender's leg. I don't know if that was
Pure green
Cody
screen
that went
goal,
through.
that.
They're
Didn't quite
again.
think where I was, but it's
Watford,
a great
yeah.
goal. Keeper.
Whoa.
They're in again.
Oh,
No way.
Another
No.
chance for Watford.
That's an amazing goal.
Will, talk us through that.
Ricardo Pereira, the kick-off, they just went at him. Maybe it's the green, it's confusing them. They're down the left-hand side. Pereira's bagged, it's 2-0. Molyneux's gone quiet. Watford are 2-0 up.
That's an outrageously good goal.
And there was a shot of Nuno
How did they
just
get the ball back
scratching
so
his beard.
quickly?
That's phenomenal.
What's happened? What
This is a fantastic.
Unbelievable start.
They're really
I've gone
good
for
press inside,
Wolves
man.
winning this one, so I might have let down the accumulator here.
He's onside.
Is he onside, Will?
Yeah,
It's a goal.
I think he was, yeah, definitely.
Great finish.
Oh,
Great
dinks it
finish.
over the keeper.
We all thought it was going in, but
That's a lovely touch as
it
well.
just kept going and going.
Oh, he did it with
outside of
the
the foot.
outside of his left foot and just sort of
That's such a nice
glided it into the top corner of the outside of his left foot. 2-0.
That was nice.
2 goals in what, the space of 2 minutes?
Tell you what, this is what I came for,
Wolves
Smithy.
2-0 down at home to Watford. Had such a great run of form, but they are struggling now.
Yeah, that's Stewie, look.
We've just seen a shot of Kieran Trippier. Stewie Griffin, are we having this, guys on the sofa?
Wait.
I can see it. It's like grown up
Little bit.
Stewie, isn't
Stewie
it?
coming
It's like
from.
in the episodes
Have
of
we
the
got
game.
to social media corner yet, Temps, from you?
Yeah, we have.
Goal! No, I'm joking.
Oh, no. Did we finish answering the last question?
No, we got, sorry, I interrupted.
I can't remember.
No, that was fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
sad.
moving on. Let's move on to Barnes. Has said, who is the best prospect from your club? What prospect from your club are you most excited about?
Ooh! Oh my goodness.
Is that the head clash there?
Oh, basically a guy runs in. It's in the Cardiff Fulham game.
Are you watching your game?
He runs in to try and win a ball that's played into the
it's
box,
nasty.
and the keeper ends up doing a sort of flip over the defender because he's been hit about kind of waist height. That is horrific. Bettinelli down. Going to need some attention.
Keeper's
I think.
not moving, is he?
Look at this. This is horrendous. Woo!
Very nasty. The landing is not nice. We could be a long delay.
Lots
in
of
Cardiff
bad
Fulham.
injuries there.
This is not nice to see. Two nasty injuries we've seen in 2 of our.
Can we get that game on a bigger screen? Good game.
Might be a late one tonight with all the
a lot of injury time in the Cardiff Fulham game. Players both still down. Spurs on the attack
terrible
here.
from
Danger
Kieran Trippier.
cleared.
Watford are in again here at Molyneux. Could be 3.
I'd love it if it was 3.
What's your beef with Wolves?
Birmingham City.
Oh no, but what's his?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I just want
I get.
just want more goals.
You're a lad.
Yeah, it's
Like
fine.
you.
You're just from Ipswich.
leave
Nothing
it.
significant.
You're not like
Leave it
anyone
out.
apart from Norwich.
Jack, let's go back to our feature game. Thoughts on how West Ham have started so far? There haven't been many chances, has there?
No,
for the team
but
yet?
we're having the most chances, mate. We've had a few corners. The deliveries by, I think it's Anderson, has been awful.
Yeah.
The corners haven't beat the first man.
No.
I think we've had 3 or 4
Especially
now.
when that's the weakness of Spurs, defending corners.
Yeah. And
needs to be a
when
lot
you
better.
pay that much dough for a player, he's got to be whipping in corners
from
at
a
least.
dead ball, you expect him better.
Exactly.
Chance for Kane with a strike. Oh, deflected.
Didn't
Kane
know
has
if
a shot from distance, deflected wide. It is going out for a Spurs corner now. Not a lot in this game, not loads of chances. West Ham probably having the better, but Spurs with a corner now. Pato, Man City looking very comfortable every time I glance at this game.
Yeah, I kind of stopped watching because once City went 1-0 up, I just figured that's basically it, isn't it? I mean, every time I watch it, they have the ball. Burnley don't really know that, look like they know what they're doing. It's just typical from both sides. So I'm just going to watch Fulham Cardiff. Probably.
Well, you said that, but that is your game to watch. So if there's a
you
goal, it
said
needs to
that, but
come
I
to
mean,
you.
you can't make me, can you, Smithy?
What, have you been to Burnley and had a bad experience or something? I need to get to the root of this
I just
issue with
object to
Burnley.
them. I just object to them. I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy the way they play football. I don't think Sean Dyche is a good defensive coach. He is. I don't deny that. But that doesn't mean that I have to like it. So, yeah, I'd just rather... Especially the teams coming up now are fun to watch, you know? And look at West Ham. West Ham have gone and got a fun attacking coach. Wolves have a fun attacking coach. So do Fulham, probably to the point that they're going to get relegated as a result. But,
Yeah, I mean, they need to change something, Fulham.
they're just very enjoyable to watch, and it feels like Warnock, Dyche, these guys are a little bit of a throwback, and Hughes as well. He's a horrible manager. It feels like they're a little bit outdated in the modern Premier League. There you go.
Another corner for Spurs, Kieran Trippier. We're going to get a good close-up with Kieran Trippier now, with the Stewie Griffin
His
look like, 'cause he's
horrible
taking
hair.
the corner.
Well, Kyle Walker said it, so if you don't think it, blame him, not me.
Clever way to get out of that. Spurs corner. Trippier. Trippier's delivery is usually excellent, so it's probably going to be a bad delivery now. So no, it's a good delivery, but it's headed. It's out of Alderweireld, I think, with the header there.
Oh, was it?
He's on number 4. It was Toby.
is this a dangerous
high,
free
it
kick
is
for
wide,
Watford?
but his hair is in place.
He's
as it
quite a
always
good-looking
is.
man, isn't he?
Toby
You've got a bit of
Alderweireld.
Toby about you.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
So he's quite a good looking man. He looks like me. I'll take that as a compliment. And his hair doesn't move. He's just headed the ball like that. Never moves, does it?
Nah, he looks cool. Oh, Zabaleta looks cool. Look at that
Yeah,
shot of
he
him with
actually
all the
looks
blood
great.
trickling
The
down.
looks like he's still bleeding from that.
Pure
We haven't
narcos.
seen a
Like
replay of that
Sopranos.
more instant yet, have we?
No,
We don't know.
because they know how bad it was.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Tell you what, if you're playing head injury bingo, there's another one in the Bournemouth Southampton game. Charlie Austin.
Oh really?
Yeah. So,
Brutal form of bingo.
So take that one off. And then Watford had it looked for half a second like it could have been a penalty, but it was a free kick on the edge of the box that went into the wall. But they are absolutely dominating at Molineux.
Yeah, Charlie Austin's still receiving treatment. Not nice to see 3 nasty head injuries we've seen already. We've only been playing 20-odd minutes into these games. So it looks like Charlie Austin's OK and will be able to carry on. Goal in the Championship to bring you QPR. I've got 1-0 up at Ipswich.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
no.
Because they've scored.
Ipswich are terrible. So bad.
Sorry for Temps.
Terrible
Temps,
place.
a few questions you've got on screen as well now.
Have I?
From socials. Thanks for getting your questions in. Keep them coming at SoccerM, at Football Daily. Use the hashtag Football Social.
What does that one say? Could you name a team? Could you name a team that you would love to see play in the Premier League? That is from Hector.
I'll start.
Sorry, I was very
Birmingham City.
unprepared there.
Yep.
Fair.
Yep.
Ipswich,
shout.
next.
Just go with teams we support here.
Yeah.
It's not that great.
Huh?
Can I just pick any side?
Yeah.
Any side you want?
Chance for Spurs. Harry Kane through on goal. 1-on-1. Oh, it's a great tackle.
Diop with a lovely sliding
That is a
tackle.
brilliant tackle
Yeah.
from Diop.
He's so
Yeah,
good, man.
he is a beast. And he's playing it out from the back.
He's so young as well.
That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see.
1-on-1.
Oh,
Angle's quite tight, but it's a fantastic sliding tackle from Duke. And he had to time that well as well.
yeah, no, that was perfect. That was spot on. The fact that not one player was like contesting it just shows you how good the tackle was. There was nothing in it whatsoever.
Fairly open now. Sissoko.
Yeah, Tottenham are coming into the game a lot more now.
Rubbish from Sissoko.
Noble just showing he's still about. Or was that Snoddy?
Here it comes.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'd quite like to see, going back to the question,
Yeah, go on.
I'd quite like to see Leeds in the Premier
Yeah.
League. Yeah, because when I was growing up, they were
just about to
always
say
a
Leeds.
team that was about, and
Yeah.
I love seeing those nostalgic teams that dropped out. Like
And also,
even
they are a Premier League team.
they are a
aren't
big side, aren't they?
They're a
Like
big
Blackburn,
team.
I'd like to see up. Bolton, that's my era. I like that. A little bit of that back, please. Kevin Davies, I still want him playing up top for Bolton.
We've had a question saying, where does Jack get his hair cut from? So,
Right, who's that from? Oh, OK. Can you
Dan
ask Jack
loves
where
pizza.
he
Dan
gets that?
Here it is on the screen. Can you ask Jack where he gets that haircut? I've been searching for ages for one just like it. Then he's gone, thanks, Dan Greengrass. As if we don't know who's Thank you, Dan Greengrass.
Oh, God.
So, have you got a message for Dan Greengrass down camera 1?
Well, again, Smithy, I'm not allowed to swear. I get my hair cut from a place called Bari, which is a lovely little barber shop near mine. Cheers for your question, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. There's been a goal.
Ryan,
Man
it's
City.
scored.
There's been 2 goals. We'll come to Pato first.
Oh, yeah, there's been a
Brighton?
goal. Has there? No, there hasn't.
There hasn't been a goal.
There's been a goal at
There's been a
Brighton.
goal elsewhere.
St
There's been a
James's
Brighton.
Park.
Where's there been a goal?
There's been a goal at St James's Park. It's gone to Brighton and it is Caído. That's how I can pronounce it.
Oh, that was great.
It's come in from a corner. Dunk's got it back across, and it's a low shot. It's deflected.
He's caught it nicely, though.
But the main thing is his celebration. He's gone up to the post and started stroking it very lovingly. So I don't know what that,
That was a
reference
bit
to.
weird.
Big
Yeah.
deflection, but it will. Yeah,
I like
huge
that.
deflection.
I rate
Unlucky
that.
for Newcastle. Badly need a win, Newcastle.
But yeah, no, it is.
That's a lovely finish.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
it
it's
is.
Really good
Speed.
hit. It's a really good hit.
Yeah, I don't know what he was stroking the post. So
Interesting to see what that's about.
I don't know what that is about.
2 points from 8 games is their worst ever start, Newcastle. One of 3 sides without a Premier League win, as we said earlier, and without a win in 9 games in all competitions.
They are going down.
Only side in English football still without a point at home this season. Do you think they are relegation?
Oh, I think, yeah.
For you think they'll go down?
100%.
100%?
Yeah.
Wow, that's strong.
You can clip this out and send it to me for the rest of my life if they don't go down.
OK, we do have someone in our gallery who does clip up parts of the show. So,
Yeah.
JaackMaate, 100% Newcastle are going down, apparently.
Yeah.
They do need to change something very soon. Is that for... Oh! Thought we were going to get a free kick there, not given, annoyingly. But Spurs, Trippier wins the ball back. Great play.
He is so good, isn't
Trippier
he?
is a brilliant player, yes.
Oh, dear.
West Ham...
And
So
so is
the danger
Anderson.
again. Not been... Other than that Kane chance, really.
No,
Spurs have created a great deal,
There's
haven't
not
they?
been loads. There's not been loads, mate. I find myself floating around these screens more than that one, to be fair. So we didn't think that at the start of the day.
No.
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 Wolves just going close at Molineux, finally showing a bit of promise. Something I didn't know, Pat, you might be able to tell me, is that Raul plays for Wolves. Great comeback from the 42-year-old striker. Header, but didn't know that myself.
Really good.
Number 9, yeah.
Raul Jimenez.
Oh, Jimenez, there we go. But yeah, no, Wolves looking a bit more attacking after that dominant start by Watford, but yeah.
OK, price boost on your screen right now. On Arnautovic to score first goal in our feature game. West Ham 0, Tottenham 0. It's currently after 30 minutes. That is at 13-2. You can get that. Arnautovic to score the first goal with Sky Bet right now. Arnautovic's not got a great record against Spurs, though. 1 goal. He's only ever scored 1 goal, I think 8 appearances.
Oh, wow.
9 appearances, sorry.
Wow.
And that was a penalty.
Oh.
No, but he's on good form, Arnautovic. He's someone as a Spurs fan that I worry about in a game like this.
Yeah,
I think
he put himself
he's
about,
a strange
doesn't he?
player, Arnautovic, isn't he? Because he's got so much like potential, even though he's not a young player.
Yeah.
He's quite inconsistent, isn't he?
It's weird because, like, obviously he sets goals up, he scores goals, but he struts around, like, he just does not want to be there. And then, boom, he makes one run and scores. So, I don't know, I can't work him out, but I love him because he kisses the badge when he scores.
That's an easy way to get the fans on the side.
Yeah, and I am a sucker for that.
Yeah, 1 penalty in 9 career appearances against Spurs, but he has scored 5 goals in his last 8 Premier League appearances, so he is a man in form. Booking in your game, Pato?
It's a strong challenge on Fernandinho. Foot comes over the ball. But to be honest, before that, Vinny Kompany could have had a second yellow. Ball's bouncing through, and it looks like he handballs it.
Right.
And he's already on a yellow, obviously, after that horrible challenge in the first couple of minutes. So he needs to tread very carefully, otherwise he's going to have an early bath in this game.
Is that a modern thing for players to have 13? Because I
used to be a keeper number, right?
Yeah. But now you see outfield players with it.
Yeah, and 12, nobody used to have 12 as well, because it was meant to be like the fans.
Oh, was it?
The 12.
Yeah.
That is embarrassing.
Right. Yeah.
13 is usually the second choice keeper's jersey. Just looking at replay this Kane chance. A great tackle, this, Jack, isn't it?
I've always worn 13 because I thought I was edgy, but now I see other people doing it, I'm going to have to pick a new number.
Do you remember when Edgar Davids wore number 1? And he was the player manager.
Oh, that was the worst. That was the worst.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Hilarious.
I thought he wore 0 at one point as well, which
Did
is
he?
pretty elite. Yeah.
Number 1.
Clinton Morrison wore 1
for
plus
Barnett,
9,
wasn't it?
He wanted number 10, and number 10 was already taken, so he had 1 plus 9, because it added up
Did
to
it?
10, yeah.
That's the worst bit of business we ever did.
Mental.
Is that real? Is that a real thing that happened?
We got rid of Andy Johnson at Birmingham, gave him to Crystal Palace. He went on to be second top scorer, and we bought Clinton Morrison and paid 2.5 million for the privilege.
Yeah.
The worst transfer. The worst ever.
Friend of the show.
Goal at Cardiff, it's 2-2. Ryan Sessegnon, the young wonder kid, has slipped through. He's put it past the keeper in the box. I think it was a counter-attacking goal. But Ryan Sessegnon, is that his first goal in the Premier League?
It is his first goal in the Premier League,
Yeah, we were talking about how he's had a slow start, weren't we?
We were talking about that, Temps,
and now he's
on before the show,
It means that Cardiff could still go the season without a win.
Yeah, Ryan Sessegnon's first goal in the Premier League.
Oh,
Instantly, he's played against Cardiff.
happening?
This is the 5th time he's played against Cardiff, and this is his 5th goal. So he scored 4 times in his career against Cardiff. So he loves playing against Cardiff.
That's a good finish, actually.
That's a
Good
great
finish, nice bit of anticipation as well, and nothing.
Played against Cardiff 4 times,
What a
scored
match.
all the games. He's just scored again against them. Club's top goal scorer last season with 16 goals. Scored just 7 senior goals before that at the start of last season. Big goal for Ryan Sessegnon. What a game that is, Will.
I mean, we definitely couldn't have called that before the start of the start of the session. But 2-2 there. Warnock not smiling, so that's great to see.
Fair play to him.
Yeah, talking about Warnock under a bit of pressure, but Jokanovic, this is a big game for Jokanovic as well, because Jokanovic has spent the money, to be fair. He's had 100 million. Warnock hasn't had anything really to spend.
Go on.
So Fulham have been, when you look at how, aside from Wolves today, they've started very well.
Yeah.
But Fulham have been, for me, quite disappointing for the amount of money they've spent coming into the Premier League.
I think Wolves, they bought, Nuno knew his system, so he bought into that system. Fulham seems to have just bought, Football Manager. Schürrle, he's played in the Premier League, we'll get him.
Yeah.
Sarri's great, but it doesn't really fit their system, so I think that's why they've had such a slow start.
Yeah, good point. Temps, social corner.
Yeah, we've got a question for you, Jack.
Another one.
How square is Willany's head? That's from Menez18.
What are you asking me? You can. I can see Will and E just as well as you can. Fairly.
Really bad point,
That's what they want, though. They want the beef.
Yeah,
they
they
want.
well
square.
We're trying to get a title out of this, Jack.
I actually met him the other day for lunch, and I was sat opposite him, and I was sizing up his head, and there were a few right angles knocking about. So very, very square, very square. Is that the answer you want?
It's nice that anything you can ask Jack, mate. You know, your channel's successful, you've done all these great things. That's the one question they want to ask you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And where did you get your haircut?
And where did you get your haircut? Yeah. Any other questions for Jack?
Yeah, when did you start supporting West Ham is another one that we've got from Alex.
My dad just brought me up as a West Ham fan. He's from sort of that way-ish, so that's why I didn't really have a choice. But I'm glad I do, because there's a lot of ups and a lot of downs.
Ups?
There's a lot of downs. And we once got Payet, but apart from that, that's it. Was that Dan Greengrass as well, by any chance?
That was
Just saying.
Remembers his name.
Yeah, I know him.
You know him?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I just didn't mention it.
Why didn't you mention it?
Because I thought, why? He knows where I get him.
Great he's watching, though.
Yeah, cheers, Dan, for the support.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dan. Keep your questions coming, Dan. More questions for Jack, mate. Let's update you with the Premier League score, then a result from earlier. Chelsea 2, Man United 2. Rudiger putting Chelsea ahead. Anthony Martial with 2 goals in 15 minutes for Ross Barkley scoring in the 96th minute, which ensued a bit of a melee with Jose Mourinho after the game. That match ended 2-2. Bournemouth-Southampton is currently 0-0. Cardiff-Fulham, in our game of the day so far, is 2-2. Josh Murphy and Bobby Reid for Cardiff. Andre Schürrle and Ryan Sessegnon with the goals for Fulham. Man City 1-0 up against Burnley through Sergio Aguero. Newcastle 0, Brighton 1. West Ham 0, Tottenham 0, Wolves 0, Watford 2. Perhaps our surprise result so far, given the form that Wolves with Etienne Capoue, Roberto Pereira. Don't forget, Huddersfield play Liverpool tonight. So, yeah, Cardiff-Fulham, Will, seems to be the exciting game of the day so far.
Well, I thought Cardiff must have been one of the lowest scorers going into this game, and to bag 2 so quickly, one after the other. But then Schürrle scoring a worldie, and, of course, Ryan Sessegnon getting his first goal in the Premier League. It was all very nice for him.
Corner for West Ham.
Corner for West Ham, Jack.
Whipped in. Big
Handball!
I look like... that looks like a nasty muscle pull there.
Talk us through what happened there, Jack.
The ball's been whipped in from the right-hand side. Someone's gone up for header, it's dropped down. Someone else has got an injury. Oh, it looks like
Yarmolenko's tapping the floor.
That's a calf injury.
No, it's only his right leg, it's fine.
I always think it's bad when they're tapping the grass like that.
Yeah.
You always think, oh, that looks quite bad. He looks in a lot of pain. Physios on the pitch. Surprised if he carries on.
First images, you would be very... Yeah, he's gone. He's in a bad way. He's in a very bad way. That's a calf. Is that calf? Ankle?
It's his right...
It looks like it might be his ankle.
Yeah, right ankle it looks like.
Could even be knee.
He's in a lot of pain. Physios are on the pitch now.
Yeah,
Also, it's worth pointing out, it's off the ball, wasn't it? Sometimes those muscular injuries can be worse.
I think it's the way he's landed.
Here's the replay.
He's jumped up, and it's the way he's landed. Where is he? Here, the twist. Oh, it's the knee.
I think it's his studs that get locked in the ground. It'd be amazing if he carries on. His studs get locked in the ground.
Rough.
That could
Go on.
be ACL.
You think it could be cruciate?
Yeah.
That was awkward, didn't it?
Yeah, it might be ligaments. It could be. We're unsure at this stage, but his studs get locked in the turf, and there's a big lump of turf. You can see what happens.
They've come on with a car.
I
love the car.
I was so excited about the cart, though.
Yeah.
So
I'm not excited to see one of our best players in this position.
That'd be a big blow for West Ham, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it is always nice to see a vehicle.
On the pitch, Pellegrini looks very concerned. Ooh. And whilst Yarmolenko is down, with the stretcher and the cart on, Zabaleta is still getting treatment
for that
from that elbow. He's still bleeding from that.
Yeah, no. But he looks hard, so it's all right.
He does look hard.
And he is hard, yeah.
Would he be your hardest player, would you say, Zabaleta?
Him or Arnie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Arnie, yeah.
Yeah, do you not think?
Yeah.
I think Arnie could knock you out. Just you.
Just me, yeah. He definitely could, yeah.
He would as well.
He would if he met me, yeah. Did you?
Have you not? I thought you'd done a thing.
We did, actually. I did do a feature with Mikel Antonio, and one of the questions was strongest player in the squad.
Oh, yeah, I watched that.
Andy Carroll.
Was it?
Yeah, Andy Carroll is up there with strength.
But yeah, there's a difference between strength and looking hard. Yeah, Carroll would be
looking hard's a good point.
Yeah.
It wasn't who looks the hardest.
No.
Is he injured as well?
Carroll?
Yeah.
He's never not injured, mate.
So him and Jack Wilson's best mates.
Yeah, they've just been hanging out a lot.
Mikel Antonio, the chat I had with him was sort of where's his best position, because on FIFA he's down as a striker, but he's played right back, he's played in midfield, he's played up front. Where do you think is his best position? His
best position was 2016, I think. He's not been. That first season when he broke through, he was phenomenal. He was scoring headers left, right, and centre. I think he scored like 8 headers in one season or something.
Yeah, he had a really good season.
Yeah, and I was always a huge fan of him, but he's just looked off the boil. And I think the thing why some West Ham fans have a little bit of distaste for him now is off the ball he just doesn't seem to run. Right. Just do you want to be there or not? That's the only thing, because he's got the talent. Yeah. He's got the raw talent. I just want to see him run a bit more.
Footage now, you can see Yarmolenko, who's on a stretcher. on a car being... I think he's got tears in his eyes.
Yeah,
as well.
he's crying.
I think Arnautovic just went up and just consoled him.
Yeah.
He's crying. That looks like that could be quite a nasty
That's
injury.
a big
Might be
loss.
with it. Big loss, that, for West Ham.
I'm gutted.
As play gets underway. Will, let's go back to your games. Any action in the 4 games that you're watching?
Newcastle slowly coming back into it. Matt Ritchie had a downward header that just went past the post. But apart from that, Wolves coming back into it as well at Molineux. But obviously they've got a big deficit to bring back, and it's not even half time yet. So
Should just point out the player that's replaced Yarmolenko. I can't remember the guy's name. Apologies, but he is the youngster that has just broken through. He made his debut for West Ham against Macclesfield in the cup the other day.
Oh, what, when you routed him?
Yeah, and he scored 2.
Oh,
And
nice.
I'd never heard of him, to be fair, but this is obviously his Premier League debut, I hope. He could have played against Brighton because I didn't watch the last game. I am not the
Really
stats
good
man.
insight, though.
Yeah. Why am I here?
Oh! Interesting incident at Cardiff versus Fulham. The action doesn't stop there. Sessegnon's through on goal. Keeper comes out, and they're saying he touched it with his hand, but outside the... Oh,
Ref
no, it's
didn't
gone for a
spot
corner.
it.
Yeah, ref's not... It's gone straight for a corner, so... If the VAR
Chance for
was
Spurs.
in...
Oh, Trippier with a great ball in. Kane header, it's cleared. Spurs still have the chance, and it is
Cleared
away
by Rice.
by Rice. If in doubt, get it out. Aguero, interesting, now scored 7 goals in 7 career games. Not having that?
No.
It's fine.
Exactly what happened,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
That's absolutely fine. It's technically contact.
Got another price boost for you. Interesting, Aguero, who's now scored 7 goals in 7 career games with Burnley, and his goal today was his 149th Premier League goal. He is a 4-to-1 price boost to score a hat-trick today with Sky Bet on the subject of price boost. There's another one on your screen now from our feature game. That is Arnautovic to score the first goal, 8-to-1 with Sky Bet.
Oh, good
the
odds.
best record against Tottenham, as we said earlier. Only 1 goal against Spurs, which was a penalty, but he is in form for West Ham this season. That is 8-to-1 with Sky Bet. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. A lot going on in your games, Will.
Oh, mate, I'm glad I had that coffee before I started because I need to be on the ball. But Decore nearly made it 3-0 to Watford. Low drive saved by the keeper. But Newcastle are in here. John Joe Shelvey. Is that Shelvey? Is that Rick? Oh! He missed the sitter.
How's he missed that?
Absolute sitter. I think, is it Muto?
Yeah, Muto.
Should have scored. Keeper saves it. He's about 3 yards out and he's headed it over the bar.
3 yards out?
I mean, I might be doing him a disservice, but if he's a striker, he's got to be scoring.
Here we go. Replay now, Will.
Yeah, it comes through. It's a nice bit. Well, I think I can't. Well, if it's John Joe Shelvey, I should be able to recognise him with his bold head. But
Somebody should probably stop him just walking forward.
look at that. You've got to be reacting better. What's Shelvey? Yeah, weaving his way through. Muto, look at that. He's leaning back, but yeah.
It's too short.
Oh, he's made a meal of that.
Still 0-0 in our feature game. West Ham 0, Tottenham 0. Spurs with a bit of possession. Winks and Sissoko knocking it about, but not many chances in this game for either team, really. It's been
Really?
quite
The youngster just had a lovely run down the right wing, skinned up a few players.
Trippier getting a lot of the ball again. Spurs looking to go down the right. A lovely pass again
good
from
ball over
Trippier.
the
Having a
top.
great game to Sissoko, though, so
Whipping.
this could go anywhere.
Oh, he's cut back inside.
No, he's cut back inside. Lovely bit of skill. Oh, yes, the goal! Come on, you Spurs! Eric Lamela makes it 1-0.
Okay, bye.
Tottenham go 1-0 up at West Ham. Come on, Jack. There he is. He's just reminding you what his name is.
Yeah.
Eric Lamela.
There's
It's not written on my back, actually.
No,
I'm just
nothing on the
reminding you what his
back.
name is.
No.
Can you describe this goal, please?
Yeah, it's a header. Next, anything going on
Here
in
we go,
yours, Will?
Trippier. Lovely pass from Trippier.
You got to give Sissoko. That's a lovely
Sissoko
little
deserves a
cut
lot of
there.
credit. He cuts it back. Sissoko whips it in,
Probably the best
deep
player.
with his left foot, and it's a lovely little guided header from Eric Lamela with his head into the bottom corner. Good night. See you later. 1-0 Spurs.
Fabianski just looks at the lino, puts his hand up, trying to get an
they
offside.
did appeal for offside here, interestingly.
But it doesn't. It's not really much of an appeal. He's just going, please, can they just allow that?
It's a really muted appeal. Offside? Yeah.
Maybe he just knows him, right, Neil?
It's like if you're trying to catch a bus, but it's already gone past. And you just,
yeah.
But Eric Lamela
Points
makes
at
it
his
1-0
name.
to Tottenham.
Can he do that? Is he good enough to point out his
Eric
name?
Lamela, I have to say, has been on quite good form for
Has he?
Spurs this season. Yeah, he hasn't done a lot wrong. You're not having it if a player's.
You've got to be
that.
good to point out your name.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Or have a
You've
really
got to be-
forgettable name.
you've
Who
got-
couldn't do that?
You've got to be good. There's plenty of players in it. Like if Balbuena just went like that 6 months ago, not a clue.
So disappointing start for your boys. It is only 1-0 Spurs. Yeah, 6 goals in his last 8 appearances for Tottenham, Eric Lamela. Worth pointing out as well, he hasn't been in the team that much. When everyone was fit, when Ali was fit, obviously ruled out for injury. Ericsson back, but only on the bench, only fit enough for the bench. Sissoko, Lamela's son. A lot of players in those positions that Lamela plays in, coming back from injury, so he hasn't always had game time.
I thought you said Lamela's son then.
That is his 7th goal. No, not Lamela's son. That is his 7th goal in his 9th appearance for Spurs. So he is a man in form, Eric Lamela.
Kennedy just going close at St James's Park for Newcastle. Absolute screamer, but didn't go in, so it's not technically a screamer. And Bettinelli, after going absolute kamikaze earlier, just come out the area. It's just bottom screen now, and headed it and nearly cost him.
Oh, look at that.
Temps, social corner. We had some good questions so far.
We have. Got another question from Neil. He said, who is the worst player your club has ever had?
Ooh.
Let's dig some players out, shall we? Let's do it.
Worst player the club's ever had.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first, guys? Pato?
I feel like Pat's got loads.
What? Skill, actually, he was bad. He was bad at football.
What do you think of Pascal Segan?
He wasn't good. Not wonderful. We signed Park Chu-young. We gazumped somebody for him, like Marseille or whatever, and we never played him, except in a League Cup game. Who else? We've had
You're
loads
forgetting
of
Yaya
trash.
Sonogo.
You bought Kallstrom, didn't you, at the time when he was...
He was fine, mate. Scored a penalty when we won.
He
scored a penalty in the semi of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And we went on to win it, so shut your mouth.
Go.
We've had loads of dreadful players. Even now, Shkodran Mustafi, an abomination.
But that's a big shout to put Mustafi in the bracket of Skillaci players like that.
Current Petr Cech, horrible.
Wow, Petr Cech.
Horrible.
Pato, there's something going on in your game.
It felt like he couldn't be bothered.
An absolute...
Yeah, look at this.
Aguero's missed from about 2 yards out.
Sergio Aguero's
I'm
just
glad you pointed that out.
sixer.
So I'd watched 3 replays of that and just not even really registered.
Sergio Aguero is 3 yards out from goal and he's blazed it over the bar.
He's doing
Joe
Hart.
It's a big chance for Tottenham. It's all going on. Sergio Aguero's missed the City. It's still 1-0 in our second game. Man City leading 1-0 at home at the Etihad to Burnley. Tottenham 1-0 up at the London Stadium against West Ham. And should it have been 2, JaackMaate?
Yeah, but it's just a huge save from Fabianski.
Big save from Fabianski.
As I said, signing of the season for West Ham.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, quality. See, this is where we fall apart now. This could be 3-0.
Nah.
Big chance for Tottenham, 2-0.
They're not good defensively, Spurs. For the first time in a few years, they're actually bad defensively. You know who else is not good? Harry Winks. Not good.
You don't rate Harry Winks?
No. I liked him last season. I actually really liked him when he broke through. But maybe he'll play himself back into fitness and he'll improve again. But he's not, I don't know, against bad teams I think he's useful, but he does not look like somebody who's going to turn into a top
he's
quality.
Chance for West Ham, offside. First half-time is coming. It is Wolves leading 2-0 at home at Molineux against Watford. Etienne Capoue after 20 and Roberto Pereira, 21 minutes. 2 goals in a minute for Watford. And those Wolves fans do not look impressed at all.
Oh, that is a
That
lovely
is our first
from Lamela.
half-time result. Watford 2-0 up at Molineux. Half-time whistle has gone at Bournemouth. I don't think we've even referred to this game, Will, in your excellent armchair. Well, it has to be said, but I don't think you've even mentioned anything. There's Adam Smith walking down the tunnel. That's all we've got to say about it, isn't it? Adam Smith walking down the tunnel. Bournemouth nil, Southampton nil. Is there anything you can tell us about that game at all?
Great weather down south. Sprinklers on already. Great moisture on the pitch, but apart from that, not a lot, Smithy.
There is the half-time whistle at Man City. Man City leading Burnley 1-0. Now, Sergio Aguero got the goal, Pato, after 17 minutes, but you said that he had 2 chances before that, and he's also missed a sitter after that. He should have a lot more goals.
I think this is pure favour to Joe Hart territory. Like, he could have had 4 goals in this game. Burnley have been horrific. Man City have just walked through them whenever they've felt like it. Though actually Man City's play out of the back has been pretty shaky. There have been a couple of times where Burnley have got the ball in dangerous positions. Goodmanson whips one past the top corner. But frankly, I think Aguero should get another couple in this game. And this is the kind of one where, in the last 20 minutes, half an hour, Man City could just pull away, rack up the goal difference.
Yeah, those are the scenes at the Etihad. There is the goal scorer. Half-time whistle just gone at the London Stadium. Is West Ham 0, Tottenham 1. Eric Lamela, 44 minutes just before the half-time mark. Always one of the worst times to concede.
Yeah.
6 goals in his last 8, Eric Lamela. That is his 7th goal in his 9th appearance for Tottenham. And it's another goal from cross. Spurs scored 4 goals from crosses. Only Burnley, interestingly, have scored more goals from crosses this season. And it was a cross from Sissoko that gave Spurs the lead in that one. West Ham players. Bad injury to Yarmolenko as well. We'll keep you updated with that nasty injury to Yarmolenko. And also Zabaleta still receiving treatment from that head injury from Lucas Moura. But he is OK and did carry on. Any update on those head injuries, Will? Any updates?
So there's another injury at the Cardiff game. So anyone wanting to go for a half-time coffee, you'll have to wait. Callum Chambers is down. So that half could actually never end. But it's still 2-2 there. Charlie Austin had a bad one, but he carried on. And there was a really nasty one in the Newcastle-Brighton one where Glenn Murray and I think it was Fernandes for Newcastle both came off. But, yeah, a few injuries today. I don't know what's going on.
So still waiting on a couple of games. Remind us which games are still playing. There's 2 of your games.
Yes, we've still got Cardiff, Fulham playing and Newcastle, Brighton playing. Both had Bettinelli went down for Fulham, but he's up and fit. And so, yeah, lengthy injury time.
OK. Thoughts on your West Ham performance, Jack? Because you haven't done too much wrong, West Ham, really.
From what I could see, it looked like a fairly even game. We're knocking it about quite well. I was kind of already resigned to the fact we'd lose today, so I'm more gutted about the obvious, like losing the Yarmolenko, because that looks like that's going to be a lengthy injury, and he's obviously been a bit of a bright spark in a sort of dull season so far. So I'm a bit gutted, but we'll have to see what the second half brings, Smithy, won't we, mate?
Jack, West Ham won no points from losing positions this season. Yeah. That's a worry for this second half, isn't it?
It's just a thing.
You seem so smug when you say that.
Here is the half-time whistle. Our game of the day so far, in terms of entertainment, has been Cardiff, Fulham, and the whistle has just gone. Cardiff 2, Fulham 2. Josh Murphy and Bobby Reid for Cardiff, and Andre Schürrle. Great goal from Andre Schürrle, very animated in his celebrations, and Ryan Sessegnon. That is Cardiff 2, Fulham 2. There is the scoreboard there. More goals will in that game we expect second half, don't we?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's been a great... well, we didn't expect it, but Schürrle bagging an absolute worldie, and nice to see Ryan Sessegnon scoring as well.
So there is only one game carrying on from our 3 o'clocks. There's 5 minutes stoppage time at St James's Park. Currently Newcastle 0, Brighton 1. Kajal after 29 minutes. Newcastle in a terrible run of form. Rafa Benitez looking at his watch. Don't know why he's doing that, because they're trading 1-0, but he'll be hoping for some sort of improvement. Newcastle... They need to spend as well, don't they, Pato? Surely in January.
Yeah, but I mean, they've had this problem for ages. They need attacking talent, and they just refuse to get it. I mean, they got Muto in, who's actually a pretty good poacher, but there's no point having a poacher if you don't have a creator. Yeah. And like, they just seem to, I don't know what it is really. What they need is somebody who can create something out of nothing. That's really hard to find at that level for the price that they kind of want to get. You know, you think about West Ham getting Payet. That's kind of what Newcastle need. Yeah. Somebody who is magical, and they just don't have it right now.
They made a huge mistake, didn't they, selling Mitrovic to Fulham? Why did they do that without replacing him?
Especially when they signalled out that they... Rafa said it was hard to recruit someone in that position. If that's the case, don't then get rid of Mitrovic. Very
You've got Rondon in, who's literally like for like, isn't he?
Yeah. Just showing replays of Eric Lamella's goal there. Nice bit of skill from Sissoko. And Eric Lamella 1-0. Only game in our feature game. Only goal in our feature game. And we're just seeing highlights of Schürrle. That's been your goal of the day so far, Will, of all that you've seen. You've been across all of them. Schürrle's was quite special. Capoose was nice as well. Capoose
was nice, yeah. It turned out it wasn't so spectacular as we first thought, but Schürrle's definitely. But for me, -2 points for the celebration, because... Like Pat was saying, it's 1-0 at Cardiff. Calm down, mate.
City's goal was nice as well.
Yeah, City's goal was
nice. And Pereira's for Watford. I thought it was great.
Oh, yeah, that was brilliant.
Did he get both, or was that...
No.
He didn't get both, did he?
Pereira.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 assists for Decore, I think, as well. So a good start to the season for him again. Had a good attacking season last year.
Let's just get out. Are you sure it was 5 minutes, Smithy? Because it feels about 10 on this Newcastle-Brighton game.
5 minutes injury time, Newcastle versus Brighton. So we do expect...
To be fair, they have been coming back into the game since Brighton scored. Muto had that glorious chance, but he was leaning back and headed it over the bar. But, yeah, I
imagine the whistle will be going any minute in that game. The ref just incidentally looking at his watch there, so I think this is probably the last bit of action. There it is. So, these are the scenes at St James's Park. It is Newcastle 0, Brighton 1. Kyle after 29 minutes in the only goal of the game. So that is all of our games at half-time stage. These are the scenes. And we can have a look at our accumulator. Big accumulator at 150 to 1. Let's have a look at how we're doing. Temps, you said a home win. Bournemouth-Southampton. Still possibly could happen, but that game is currently still 0-0. Jack, mate, you went home win. West Ham Spurs. I mean, not going to plan at the minute, but it is only 1-0 Spurs.
Yeah.
Will, you went with an away win. Cardiff 2, Fulham 2. I went for a home win, Man City 1. That is going to plan against Burnley. Pato, you went away win, which is going to plan. Newcastle 0, Brighton 1. I went for home win, Wolves against Watford, which is 2-0. So there's a lot of results not going our way. 151 you can get for that. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Right, earlier on in the week, I caught up with James Maddison as I quizzed him on his Leicester City teammates' FIFA stats. James, I'm going to be quizzing you on your Leicester teammates' FIFA stats. Before we do that, this is your FIFA 19 card in all its glory. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I'm not happy, to be fair. For starters, this could go on
Here
a
we
while.
go.
This could go on a while. I'm not the quickest, I'll hold my hands up to that, but 74 pace is harsh. 73 shooting, scored 15 goals last year, and a few of them were worldies, to be honest, without being big-headed. Passing, I've got a fair few assists as well, could be higher. The rest, okay, defending and physical.
So those three are the ones you're particularly aggrieved
I
with?
think I've been a bit hard done by, to be honest.
Yeah, overall, 75?
Go up a couple notches, couldn't it? But here's what it is.
A lot of players are unhappy with their stats.
I think we always think we're better than what we are, don't
Yeah, fair point. Do you think, because the season that you've had, it's been, you know, so the last 2 months, you've started in the Premier League, you've scored goals, you've got a call up to the England squad. Do you think that will go up quite a lot next season?
Potentially, still got a long way to go, haven't we? But yeah, if I keep my form high and keep chipping in with goals and assists, then you're going to have to put me up for a little bit higher than 75, I hope.
OK, right, first question. According to FIFA 19, who are the 2 highest rated players at Leicester?
I'm going to go Jamie Vardy.
Correct.
This one's between probably Casper and Harry, I reckon.
I can tell you, you're right, it is one of those 2. So 2 players with the joint highest rating, 82. Jamie Vardy, and which of the other 2?
I'm going to go Harry Maguire.
Correct, Jamie Vardy and Harry Maguire. Talk about Harry Maguire first. Was he a big help to you when you got called up to the England squad? It must have been nice having players that you knew. Ben Chilwell, of course, Harry Maguire there.
Yeah, it was very easy to be fair. When I first met Harry, he was like I'd known him years, to be fair. Like, he obviously came back late because he had a extended holiday because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
But like, me and him got on really well. I was sitting next to each other in the change room, so we were chatting and stuff, and yeah, we got to know each other, good friends now. And as soon as I went with England, it was obviously easy to settle in because I had him and Chile there and stuff like. So if I ever needed any questions or something, then they were my go-to guys.
Where were you when you got the call to say to you that you're going to be in the England squad?
I'd just got home from training, so we had a short session that day. Got home and I got a call off Emily from the FA to let me know I was in the squad for the upcoming games for Croatia and Spain. Obviously, I knew the 21s were playing Scotland and Andorra, so when she said that, I was like...
You assumed it was for the 21s?
Maybe I had a slight inkling that I'd been playing well and there was a couple of injuries that I'd heard and stuff, but you can never expect something like that, I don't think. And I just put the phone down and just had to sit there for a second, to be honest. I didn't celebrate, didn't it? I just had to take it in, you know what I mean? Phoned my family straight away and stuff, and they were obviously really proud of me.
Yeah. Congratulations, mate. Who is the fastest player, according to FIFA 19, at Leicester?
Jamie Vardy?
Correct again, 90.
Yeah.
That's about right, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to use him last season when I was at Norwich, yeah. I used to have him in my
When
team.
you were playing FIFA, yeah.
When I was playing FIFA, yeah. He was rapid, to be fair. 90 pace, is it, yeah?
90 pace. Is he quickest over all distances at Leicester? Because I imagine that you have speed tests in training and you get given feedback about that.
Probably. He's so sharp off the mark, you know, especially for me, like as a number 10.
Yeah.
Whenever I get turned and I see him, I know he can be standing still and I can still play the through ball because I know off the mark he's lightning like that. That split second, as soon as he gets going, he's rapid and you back him to beat any defender in the league.
I've heard a lot of interviews that you've done and you say how much you enjoy playing with Jamie Vardy because you're a number 10 and he always gives you that option.
Yeah, it makes it easy. It makes my job a lot easier, you know, when you've got a striker who's willing to run the other way. For starters, it takes the defence back, which leaves you more space. And then when I do eventually get turned, he's got the pace and obviously the finishing to match. So it makes my job a lot easier when he's on form.
And off the pitch, he's a big character, isn't he? Would he be the Joker in the dressing room? Would you say?
Yeah, I think he'd like to take that title as well. Yeah, he's a funny guy, to be fair. We're always playing Wolf and different little games in the change room. Wolf's our little game.
Yeah, what's Wolf?
Oh, it's long to explain, but it's about lying, basically. And you got to figure out who the Wolves are amongst the group with little cards. It's good fun, but he takes centre stage of that, so.
Who is the slowest player at Leicester? Careful with your answer here.
On FIFA?
Yeah, according to FIFA 19.
Wes Morgan.
Once again, correct.
Yeah.
Your captain, Wes Morgan, 30.
Yeah, FIFA are
a bit
always
harsh?
harsh on centre-halves, I've noticed in recent years, on their pace. Because Wes is... OK, he's not blessed.
You said that with a little smirk on your face.
He's not blessed with blistering
quick.
pace. Yeah, he's not rapid, but I wouldn't say 30 is very harsh, isn't
Yeah.
it?
According to FIFA 19, you are the best free kick taker at the club, equal with one other player. Who is that player?
Ooh,
Good one, this.
that's a good question. Equal, yeah?
Yeah. 2 of you with the joint highest free kick accuracy, 77.
77?
Yeah. That's good, isn't it?
I thought it was a bit harsh.
Oh, it did. You should be
I
higher.
was expecting 80 or something.
Not happy.
Rashid Ghazal.
No.
One more guess.
Go on, one more guess.
Mark Albrighton.
No. Do you want another guess?
Yeah. Adrian Silva.
No. I'll give you one
I
more.
haven't seen anyone else in the squad take a free kick. I get it this time, and you're gonna have to tell me.
Christian Fuchs.
Christian Fuchs. Yeah, that makes sense.
Does make sense.
Yeah. Good technically. Yeah. Disappointed with myself there.
Okay. So if there's a free kick and you're both on the field, 90th minute, 0-0, who takes it? James Maddison or Christian Fuchs?
I'd just like to say I trust Fuchsy to take it and stick it in the top bin, but I think I'd be on that one.
Really clever way of answering that question.
Yeah.
Really clever.
Well, around that, you tried to
I like that. I like the way you've done that. So you rate him, but
Yeah,
you think that you would.
I think I'd try and
step up to the plate.
Take responsibility.
Good, clever mate. Well done. You and 2 other Leicester players have 4-star skill moves on FIFA 19. Can you name the other 2 players?
Damari Gray.
No.
Oh, I'll be fuming with that.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Damari Gray should have 4-star skill. Kelechi Iheanacho.
Correct.
And one other.
Yes.
Attacker.
Yes.
Rashid Ghazal.
Correct. Yeah.
Quite
So out of you 3, Ghazal, Iheanacho, Maddison, who's got the most tricks in your locker? Do you think?
Rashid.
Definitely.
Yeah, very skillful player. I think the fans have only seen glimpses of it so far, but he's a very, very skillful player. Some of the stuff he's done on the training ground. He's almost like a bit, I don't want to draw comparisons, but he's a bit like Riyad Mahrez, the way he carries the ball and the way he dribbles and stuff. And he's got a lot of tricks in his locker, so.
And Damari Gray, you said earlier, would be unhappy about that. He's a bit of a trickster as
Yeah,
well.
very skillful. 1v1, I'd back him to beat a lot of fullbacks in this league. He'll be fuming with that, to be honest.
Okay. Who has the best stamina at Leicester City?
On
High
FIFA,
score.
I know the answer.
High score.
I know the answer
Go
to
on.
it in real life. Wilfred Ndidi?
Correct. 92.
Yeah. And that's probably harsh. I know you think 90 is very
It should
high.
be higher,
but
should it?
He has got an engine, let's just say that.
So that's one that they've got right in terms
Yeah.
of the best player, but you think the score should be higher.
Yeah.
Martin Vardy, 86, second equal. So have they got that about right?
Yeah, I think they're spot on with that one, to be fair.
Do you get stats on distance covered in training and games?
Yeah.
Is Ndidi always top of them, or are there other players that...
I'll tell you one that would surprise you.
Yeah.
Just general distance covered. So whenever we come in from training or the game, we've got a little whiteboard in there and it has the distance covered sheets and the sprint distance, stuff like that. And whenever he plays, he's always at the top, and it's Johnny Evans.
Really?
You wouldn't think a centre half could cover that much distance. You'd always think it'd be the midfield players or maybe the attackers, but Johnny Evans seems to cover like 12, 13 kilometres a game.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how. He must be out of position all the time, isn't he?
Good to know. Okay, we're putting you head-to-head now with your England teammate, Ben Chilwell, good mate of yours as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who, according to FIFA 19, is faster, Ben Chilwell or James Maddison?
Ben Chilwell.
Yeah?
According to FIFA,
According to FIFA, you're going Ben Chilwell.
yeah, I think so.
Maddison 74, Chilwell 76.
Yeah.
So just not a lot in it,
Yeah.
but you would agree with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chilly's quicker than he looks, deceivingly quick.
Who is better at dribbling, James Maddison or Ben Chilwell?
Mr. Maddison,
Confident with that one.
the way you're looking as if I'm wrong.
Ben Chilwell 74, James Maddison 76. So again, two in it.
Tight, yeah.
But you think they've got both of those right?
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of your game, dribbling, isn't
Yeah, dribbling. I'm an attacker playing that position. I've got to be able to dribble. So I'd be disappointed if Chile was ahead of me on
it?
that
Okay,
one.
it's not, luckily. Right, this is an interesting one. Put these players in order of strength with the strongest first. Ibora, Maguire, Morgan.
Morgan, Maguire, Ibora.
Morgan first,
Yeah.
Maguire second, Ibora third. Wrong. Harry Maguire first, Ibora second. Where's Morgan third?
0 out of 3.
Yeah, yes, you're at 3.
3 strong boys, to be fair. That could
Yeah.
have been.
Harry
could have
Maguire
been me.
is the strongest at the club according to them. So you'd say
Nah,
where's Morgan? would
Wes
you?
Morgan's the strongest at the club. I think Harry would tell you that as well. He's
Yeah,
a
he would.
beast. Yeah, you should have seen him in the gym earlier.
Okay. Harry Maguire's a bit of a. I've never met him, but from the outside, a bit of a gentle giant. Is that sort of fair to say?
I think so. I
Everyone
think you're getting the
loves
right
him.
picture.
Not
He's a strong. don't
really
get me-
physical, but
yeah.
he's a very strong player. Wins everything in the air,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Nah, don't get me wrong. He's a strong boy, but he's a gentle giant. That's a good way to. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I like that one. Can I use that one?
You can use it whenever you want. Yeah. If you see that rest of that interview on Soccerm's YouTube channel tomorrow, big thanks to Leicester City and to James Maddison. Pato, we were talking about players that have made a big impact, and he was one that we all mentioned this season. He's had a great start to the season, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, obviously with the departure of Mahrez, they needed somebody to shoulder all that creative burden. Like, they got in Gizal, but he hasn't played all that much, and they've relied on Pereira a little bit as well. But Maddison has come in and just looks like a Premier League-ready number 10, which is amazing at the age of 21. It makes you think that you have actually, with the kind of young core of that team, particularly with Ben Chilwell, with Kelechi Iheanacho, and with Maddison and Ndidi, you kind of think that in 3 years' time, if they can keep them together, they might have a really interesting
That's the big
side.
thing, isn't it, for Leicester keeping those players
Yeah,
together?
definitely.
Jack, you're watching...
Yeah, we've come out strong, to be fair. West Ham have come out really, really strong. We need to get a goal. Oh, header!
What a save!
Yeah, all of our games are now back
Unbelievable
underway,
save.
which is why we came out of James Maddison a bit earlier. All of our games are underway, and it's the first big chance for West Ham United. Sissoko losing possession. Is that Creswell down the left-hand side? Whips a great ball in. Yeah. Arnautovic, and it's a fantastic save. Tipping it round the corner. Spurs skipper.
I don't want to be cynical,
tipping it round the corner.
Did the keeper... was that a little bit champagne?
Yeah, it was a bit champagne.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Hey, we all fell for it, though, didn't we?
It's because he's got across for the other.
Corner for West Ham.
Goal.
It's another chance, and it's going wide.
They're wrestling. Oh, my God. We need to capitalise straight away because it's a good start.
Yeah, so the games are all underway. Reminder of the scores. Chelsea 2, Man United 2. That was a result from earlier. Bournemouth 0, Southampton 0. Our only game without a goal. Cardiff currently 2-2 at home to Fulham. Man City leading Burnley 1-0. In that one, Sergio Aguero with the only goal of the game. But he could have had up to 3 others. Newcastle 0, Brighton 1, West Ham 0, Spurs 1 in our feature game thanks to Eric Lamela. And Wolves trail Watford 2-0 at home.
Love it.
Instant in your game, Pato.
Yeah.
Another head injury we're seeing.
Yeah, well, David Silva's just had a pot shot from the edge of the box and a Burnley defender has worn it, like, straight in the face. So hopefully he'd be all right because it's just ball to head. But yeah, you do worry a little bit. They're cradling his neck in a way that implies they're a little bit worried about it.
I'll raise your head injury in the Man City-Burnley game. There's another head injury.
Another one.
Yeah, I think it's Lamina.
Yeah, Mario Lamina.
Oh,
Yeah,
that looks nasty in the City game.
So he's down as well, and there was a bit of cause for concern for him. So it might be a late one tonight with all the stoppage.
Yeah, it's not good to see. We've had a lot of fairly serious head injuries in a lot of these games. Hopefully all the players involved are OK. Chance for West Ham, then a sort of half chance for Spurs that was cleared. It's been a good start to the second half of this game, Jack, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I'd just like to retract my statement about Lloris and the champagne. I watched it back and it was actually a very, very good save. So, yeah, he didn't make a meal of it. He made a great save of it. Mora broke through there, bursting through, but there's... I feel like West Ham do this a lot. They start the second half really well. Whether we're up or down, we sort of come out running, as you would imagine players should do. The bare minimum you expect. But then I imagine Tottenham will grab a goal any minute now.
This injury looks very serious, actually, in the Burnley-Man City game. So while the player's down there's not a lot going on in our feature game either. Let's go to social media corner. Temps, what have you got for us?
Yeah, we've got one from Thierry Birdcamp on Twitter.
Thierry Birdcamp.
Great name.
They're saying, should Harry Maguire be on the back of the new notes? So I think he's winning the... Yeah,
in fact, interestingly, I did speak to James Maddison about this. His answer, get this, his answer is absolutely brilliant on whether or not Harry Maguire should be on a £50 note. Big campaign that Soccer are involved in. Should Harry Maguire be on a £50 note? Would you...
Well, what did Maddison say?
He just sort of basically implied, would it fit on a...
Oh, right, OK.
The size of his head.
What was the question?
You're not listening, just watching the game, aren't you? Chance for West Ham. Should Harry Maguire be the face of the £50 note?
No, that's ridiculous.
No, you don't know.
Oh, why not? I love him.
Oh, who else could it be?
What
have you got against Harry Maguire?
Why has Noble not got no? Go on then, because that answer didn't go down.
It's a great question. Any more questions, Tim, for us? We've got a few questions about your boxing as well.
OK.
So how's training going for your boxing? How are you finding it? What's your day-to-day like now?
Remind us of the fight and when it is and everything.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm definitely on it yet, but there's a chance I'm trying to get on that undercard for the rematch. If the powers will let me. So myself and Josh Peters are sort of going head-to-head, trying to create a little bit of beef online. It's not really working because he's not got much of a following, but use every platform I can.
Clip it out.
It's going all right. I'm just going down the gym and running and trying to eat things that aren't terrible. Just had a 4-finger Kit Kat. But it's good. It's fun. It's decent.
Nice.
Watch this space then. Good question.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Temps? Any of our guests or about any of the games?
All right, go on. And there's one about Arsene Wenger. Kilburn says, What club should Arsene Wenger manage next? Obviously, he's not retired. He's been linked with Real Madrid as well. What do you reckon?
What are your thoughts on Wenger? I get
Should
the
he come
feeling
back?
Arsene Wenger is coming back into football very soon.
He never really left, did he?
Please.
He said, didn't he, recently?
He said he's
Yeah,
going
he
to
said by
start
January, yeah.
working again.
Yeah.
He said the 1st of January, which implies... sounds like he's got a job lined up.
Give yourself New Year's Day off.
He loves it.
That's great. That's
Thanks,
a
Mark.
great
By the way, can we give up to Mark, our floor manager, just
Okay,
walking in
yeah.
with the bruise? He loves this. Thank you very much, Mark.
Any excuse for a
Cheers,
carry.
Any excuse for airtime.
Thank you.
There he is. Thank you very much. AKA Homer
It's
Simpson.
the first clap of the day as well.
First stuff of the day. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, so Wenger, I do get the feeling that he's coming back, but give yourself New Year's Day off, do you know?
Yeah.
Start January the 2nd.
Yeah, it's a bank holiday,
Have a
mate.
drink.
Calm down. But what seems... I don't know. I thought that a national team would actually suit him more
He
than a
said
club.
it didn't, though. He said he couldn't go into management and then it not be every day of his
This is
life.
the thing, Arsene Wenger loves being
He's so
involved in every
addicted to...
aspect.
Well, the other
being
thing
manager.
that's possible is with Monaco, right? Monaco just let their manager go, Jadon, brought in Thierry Henry, but they also let their technical director go, Michael Emenalo. And obviously what they've been great at recently is recruiting really young talent, you know, and developing them. So actually, bringing in Wenger maybe to work alongside
Sorry,
Henry.
Pato, but Mark's just milking
Why is
even
it-
more
Yeah,
airtime by giving
Thank you, Mark.
us more bruise. But Mark, can I just ask, what is that contraption that you've got it in? I've never even seen that. What is that?
It's half time.
It's a crate.
Yeah, you're not mic'd up,
Yeah,
so they didn't hear that.
just a crate.
Thank you very much, Mark. Snapping once again. Floor manager.
2 claps.
That's
YouTube
making it-
sensation.
So Monaco,
Ruined my,
you think-
my
you're talking
very
about-
educated point there.
You're talking about Monaco.
Well, it just feels like, a technical director job there, working alongside Thierry Henry and scouting young talent, like for Monaco. That does seem like, at a club where he previously managed, that kind of seems like something that would be quite good for him, and that would be every day. I'd like to see him in something like that, because I kind of just want him to have a nice retirement now, where he doesn't get called names all the time, because I think he's actually quite a nice man.
He's a lovely man, isn't he?
Wenger coming back, you know, when John Motson retired at the end of the season, he's like, that's it, out, and then he's gone back to, is he at TalkSport now? He's like, just retire, John.
Pathetic.
Just retire, John.
Oh, goal in the City game.
Goal in the City. Thank you. What I love about Pato, you always get his enthusiasm whenever he's on the show.
Yeah.
Pato, talk us through what happened in your game and how excited you are about it.
There was a goal, and I'm very excited about it, as you can tell. It was weird. Basically, it looked like Leroy Sané went down in the box, and it looked like there was going to be a penalty appeal, and they were showing Sané sitting on the ground, and then in the meantime, Bernardo Silva scored. So David Silva goes on a lovely run over here, and then I don't know what happened, really. Guys, it's all gone wrong. There you go. Leroy Sané, it's gone down. Everyone stops playing, except for David Silva, who thinks...
Wait,
I'm
what?
having that.
Oh, right. What just happened?
So, City are appealing for a
Weird.
penalty, but the weird
Not
thing
my
is,
fault that I didn't know what was going on.
Play to the whistle.
it probably
legit
is a
weird.
penalty. Sané gets fouled.
They're so odd. Just three players
That
just
looks like
walk
it's out
away
to me.
from the ball.
The strangest thing about this goal is you see players appeal and then stop themselves, but City have appealed for a penalty.
it's still on.
It's
And
not given, and the Burnley players have stopped playing, and the ball's whipped into the box.
That's a hell of a
and
finish.
Silva is finished.
Yeah.
You usually see, if you appeal for a penalty, the team appealing,
Yeah.
not playing. It's the exact opposite. Burnley have stopped playing.
pathetic.
And Bernardo Silva, even in his celebrations, doing that as if to say, what happened there?
Are they trying to say he
Meantime,
died?
big incident in the Spurs-West Ham game. Lucas Moura is complaining on a very strong tackle in this game.
Yeah. It's not a big incident.
Yeah, I love it.
Red card? Is it a red card?
No,
Are you lucky to have 11 men on the pitch?
Well, if one of them's Snodgrass, not really. No, it's not. Snoddy was just a little bit late there, clipped him.
My mate Snoddy.
Snoddy.
You're
My mate
Snoddy.
Bob. He scraped his shin a little bit, and the ref was right there, and the ref didn't give it. So, should it have been red? Definitely not.
OK, thank you very much, JaackMaate. So it's 2-0 in the Man City game, still 1-0. Looks like Javier Hernandez is coming on.
He looks a bit
West Ham.
beefy. He looks a bit beefy, like he's beefed up.
That is, yeah. Thoughts on Javier Hernandez?
He's not so much the little P anymore.
Oh, what a goal in the City game. I'm getting better.
Pato
That was actually really good. That was really good from you.
I can confirm that is a new goal, not a replay of the same one.
I faked that one, but...
So what happened?
Yeah, just a corner. Again, Burnley sort of stop, and it gets shielded. Fernandinho just bends it into the top corner from the edge of the box. It's a lovely goal. To be honest, they could just start resting people now, like 8 of their players, and just see what happens. Why not?
It's what you said. You said you expected once the first goal went in, floodgates would open a bit.
Look at this. This
Here it
is
is.
genuinely a great finish.
Yeah, he just picked it.
This is when you get your obligatory Phil Foden appearance.
It's the corner, but it's
yeah.
cleared
Yeah,
from
you're
Burnley.
so
Phil Foden, the greatest player who none of us have ever seen play.
That is a great goal.
He just knew what he wanted to do, and he
Corner
done
from
it.
City.
He's so
whipped
good,
out.
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho's on the edge of the box
Ageless.
with a bit of time. Sané with the corner, whips it in, cleared from Burnley, straight to the edge of the box, and Fernandinho just opens his body up and
Boing.
places it
Oh.
with the inside of his right foot into the top right-hand corner. 3-0 Man City at Burnley. Javier Hernandez, we were talking about, is just on for West Ham.
Yeah.
Thoughts on him?
His chest has got bigger since the last time I saw him. He's been bench
I meant as a player.
Yeah. Do you know what? He's one of these players that you assume should be starting because he's got this illustrious... Well, I say illustrious. He's played for Man United, Real Madrid and stuff like that. But the fact that 3 different managers now for West Ham have chosen not to start him means they must know something I don't. I don't know whether it's attitude problems or ability or what, but...
Yeah, missed the last 5 games through and it's not scored in his last 7 Premier League appearances, Javier Hernandez. 8 Premier League goals last season.
Just a bit
He has scored 45 Premier League goals. Every single goal that Javier Hernandez has scored in Premier League history have been...
Inside the box.
There you go.
There you go.
Fox in the box.
Yeah, I'm going to predict him to get an equaliser
KDB.
From inside the box?
That's my shout. Nah, yeah, definitely inside.
Definitely from inside the box.
40-yard screamer.
West Ham starting right. Let's go to our other 4 games. Will Brazier doing a fantastic job in his own chair, his armchair, leaning forward. Expressions on his face oozing every time there is an incident. What have you got for us in the second half, Will?
So Newcastle started very brightly at St James's Park. John Joe Shelvey creating everything there. He had a low-driven shot that was saved. Southampton coming back... well, it's still 0-0 there. That's the only game without any goals. And Watford very much on the front foot again at Molineux. I think Wolves were preparing a change, and it looked like Adama Traore coming on.
Always brings him on. He's always the first sub. Never starts him. We said earlier, Nuno has made no changes to any of his starting lineup. Every game Wolves have started with the same starting 11, which is a Premier League record. But he always brings Traore on very early.
They need to do something.
To see when he starts moulding him into the first team.
Yeah. Oh no, who was it? I don't know. It's not Traore. But
for West Ham. Oh, not cleared.
Yeah.
The ref sort of got in your way a bit there.
Yeah.
A bit there. Lamella.
Oh, that is
wrong
late.
tackle.
That is late.
Is that Mark Noble on Eric Lamella?
Yeah, that's for the T-shirt.
And it is a yellow card for Mark Noble in that. And it's free kick for Spurs. Update you with a few results in the Championship. Blackburn beating Leeds 2-1 earlier on. Aston Villa are 1-0 up at Swansea. Ipswich are now 2-0 down at home to QPR. Nottingham Forest 1-0 at home to Norwich. Reading 2, Millwall 1. There's been a goal. Rotherham 1, Bolton 0. Stoke is still 0-0 against Birmingham, which sounds like you'll take that.
Yeah, well, there'll be parties in the streets of Birmingham if it stays 0-0.
A way to Stoke.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah. Imagine that. You'll take a 0-0 at Stoke.
Yeah.
All right, mate. You've been in the Championship as well, haven't you?
Sorry, Will.
No, it's all right, mate. You've said it now.
That is pretty bleak, though.
De Bruyne is on for Man City.
Kevin De Bruyne is back
There you go.
for City.
You excited about that?
For Man City.
Come on, Smithy.
Pat, I get the feeling you haven't...
It's actually been good. It's been
you
better
haven't
than
been that excited about. There's a lot going on in it.
I'm excited about seeing De Bruyne back on the pitch, but I mean, to be honest, this is not the sort of game where Man City expect to get anything other than a comprehensive victory. John Stones seems to be just wandering into midfield out of boredom, presumably. So that's quite fun. And Riyad Mahrez, I don't know, he's Mahrez. He deserves more assists for the chances he's created today, but he's quite frustrating. For some reason, he just doesn't seem very Man City to me. Is that weird?
That's not another save from Lloris, tipping it.
That's a good bet as well. I'd go for that.
Yeah, price boost on your screen. Thank you very much, JaackMaate, for that. Hernandez has scored the second goal, was 10-1. That is now 11-1 with Sky Bet. Don't forget you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. West Ham just had a chance. Are now touched on the edge of the box. There's a deflection tipped around the post from Lloris. It's another West Ham corner.
Decent save.
Another chance for West Ham, who started this second half very brightly. JaackMaate, let's give us some commentary this corner, please.
Ball's being whipped in by Snoddy, my mate Snod. He's got too much airtime. Big head! Oh! I don't know who headed it. It's all a claret blur. But the fact of the matter is, it wasn't a goal.
I like that. Another chance. West Ham are creating a lot. And do look dangerous from set pieces. Just another replay here. Snodgrass whipping the ball in.
Who's got the head on that? Or was it a defensive... Was that a clearance?
It's a good ball for them. They're just showing replays of an earlier chance West Ham had again from a set piece that led to the corner.
Not a bad shot. It was a bit
Arnautovic, who has looked lively in this game, but
a bit of a
both of them cleared. And there's a bit of afters going on. Davinson Sanchez and Arnautovic.
Yes.
Come on, Marco.
In fact, Davinson Sanchez's shirt has been ripped. I don't know if that's from this melee, but Sanchez and Arnautovic are not happy here.
Arnautovic is so hard.
Where's the ref?
It'd be great
Where is the ref?
I feel like he should be involved in this.
Yeah.
It'd be great if that bloke from Chelsea just came out of nowhere just to stir it up again. How's he got here?
Got an Uber across London.
Martin Atkinson now having a word with Sanchez. Trippier is involved as well.
He's ripped his
He's
shirt.
bringing on Arnautovic and Sanchez together. Sanchez has got a ripped shirt. We don't know if that's from that incident.
What else is it going to be from?
No,
It's like a handful of
Jack, you were watching it. Can you add any more insight to what happened?
No, but that bet has got even better odds now. It's gone from 11 to 1 to 14 to 1 for Little P to score the next goal. That's Hernandez. No, I love Arnautovic. Like, he's the so what's happened here? Who's this on the right?
Davinson Sanchez got the ball here.
That's a good tackle.
That's a really good tackle.
That's a great tackle from Arnautovic, and then there's some afters from Sanchez.
So Lloris has played the ball to Sanchez. Sanchez dwelling on the ball. It's a good tackle from Arnautovic, and he's sort of. It's just a coming together. It's not
Arnautovic did push him.
It's handbag.
a bit of a push from Arnautovic, a bit of a push from Sanchez. Nothing much.
Tottenham are in the wrong. West Ham did nothing wrong.
Ref's seen nothing wrong, and play carries on. Kane's got the ball, sitting quite deep, like he did in that Spain game as well. Harry Kane.
Oh, Moore's got pace.
Moore's got great pace.
Oh, another good tackle. Another good tackle. You were going to say penalty shout there,
It was
weren't
a
you?
good tackle. I have to agree, it's a great tackle. West Ham defending very well in that. Temps, we can come to you. Social Corner had some great questions so far.
Yes, you can.
Any other questions for us?
We do. We have a good
Just
question.
give us a reminder as well how the viewers can get in touch.
It's easy. Leave it in the live chat or tweet us at Football Daily or at SoccerAM using the hashtag #TheFootballSocial. The next one is from Nabs, who says, if you could relive one season again, which one would you choose?
Mine would be the farewell Boleyn season at West Ham. Oh, that was
Man United game.
That was beautiful. Yeah, that's when we finished. Yeah, that we come back from 2-1 down to beat Man United 3-2 in our last game at Upton Park.
Under the lights, wasn't it?
Yeah, Slaven Bilic's, I believe, first season, possibly, maybe second. I'm not sure. But, we were quality. We were beating all the big teams that year, and Payet was on form. It was just a
Scored like
beautiful...
nearly every free kick he ever took in that season.
It was just a beautiful thing. So that'd be mine.
You mentioned Payet a lot. You were...
Yeah, I'm
He's not over it, is he?
Absolutely heartbroken. Yeah, and the way he done it, just went, I'm not playing anymore. So, OK, I've got to take that then.
As long as you're over it, mate, that's the main thing.
I'm really not.
How about you, Smithy?
So that one season... Oh.
It's got to be the one where you won that trophy you won that one time.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to point to... No, I'd probably say the first Champions League, the first season we were in the Champions League.
And Bale.
Just sort of burst onto the scene. Modric had that season where he was amazing. Van der Vaart beating Inter Milan at home, beating AC Milan. I was at all of those games, and it was just... For being completely honest, Spurs, we weren't a Champions League team then. It was complete... And I did think everyone thought Spurs had no chance in a group of 3 league winners as well that time. Inter Milan were the holders as well, and it was just brilliant. We topped that group, yeah. Jeez. And then went and play AC Milan and beat AC Milan in the San Siro. That was just an unbelievable season for me. Yeah. So I would go with that.
Yeah. Ours is very obvious, so I'm interested to know what yours is for Birmingham.
So mine...
Why is he laughing?
Yeah, we're laughing, Tim. Yeah. Mine would have been the year we won the League Cup, but we also got relegated that season.
He goes on about that League Cup.
Does he?
Sorry,
Jack, the one you drew about that.
Huh? You go on about that League Cup all the time.
I won £705 that day as well.
Did you?
How much?
£705.
Oh, you didn't ever...
You're reliving a season where you got relegated.
No. That's how bad it is.
Chance for Spurs! Oh! Should score.
Is that Sissoko?
No, that is Davinson Sanchez.
Oh, big header.
Changed his shirt.
Just over. Yeah, why has he not changed his shirt? He's got a massive V-neck. Open chest.
Let's have a look at that, another replay. I think it was Trippier again. Takes the corner. Trippier so lethal with crosses from that area. Perfect ball, straight to Sanchez, but it would have been offside because the flag was up. Should do better, should hit the target. It goes over, it doesn't matter because the flag was up.
Get a new
Still
shirt
1-0 Spurs, and Davinson Sanchez needs a new shirt. Corner in the Wolves game. Will, have they started this off?
The substitution of, I think it's Ivan Cavallero. He came on, and he's brought a lot of impetus to the team, and they've been on the front foot, Wolves, since the second half. 2-0 down, a lot to make up, just waiting for that obligatory Adama Traore substitution to liven them up. But not a lot going on. Cardiff versus Fulham has slowed down dramatically. It's gone to the game that we all thought it should be and would be.
A chance for West Ham. It's a set piece which Spurs
Noble to whip it in.
Worried about. It's a good area. Mark Noble on this. Your skipper.
Yeah, boss man.
The tension between the two of you.
Yeah, a bit of melee. The ref.
Because
Here it goes. Whips it in.
We're getting something there.
That's a weird move.
Ready?
Oh,
whack! Oh, do you like the sound effect? Whack!
Whack. Arnautovic, edge of the box, over the bar. Danger is cleared. Pato, Man City game. Anything else to report? 3-0 in that game to Man City.
Sergio Aguero got subbed off. Took about 5 minutes to come off. He'll be livid that he hasn't got more goals in this game. But Gabby Jesus on, De Bruyne is on. De Bruyne already created a big chance for Mahrez, which obviously he ruined. But yeah, I think there's probably another goal in this for City.
Yeah, good to see Kevin De Bruyne back. 2 months out with a knee injury. Been involved in 64 Premier League goals since joining, 21 goals and 43 assists. Most assists in the Premier League last season with 16. Strange noise coming from the armchair corner. Will, what's going on?
Sorry, I just got gassed. No, Watford were through on goal. Could have been 3-0, but I think it was a great recovery tackle from a friend of the show, Soccer AM, Connor Cody, coming back there and clearing it away. So they've survived that. And Bournemouth are in... Joshua King had a sitter earlier that I didn't mention. Callum Wilson down the left-hand side, brought it back from the byline, and Josh King, about 6 yard out, just puts it wide.
Yeah, only game without a goal. Who's been the better of the two?
Definitely Bournemouth the second half, yeah. Joshua King coming very close, should have done a lot better, but they're on the front foot with the Scottish Messi, Ryan Fraser.
The Scottish wee man, as they call him, Ryan Fraser.
Man.
Wee man. Another price piece on your screen right now. Currently 1-0 to Spurs in our feature game at the London Stadium against West Ham. Kane to score the second goal was 5-1. It's now 11-2. Price boost with Sky Bets. Harry Kane loves playing and scoring against West Ham. So you get 11-2 on that one.
Not today, he hasn't. Yet. Plenty of time for that. He's now...
Lovely bit of turn of pace.
Who was that, Lamella?
Yeah, lovely
he's
bit of skill, that, wasn't it?
Looking very silky, yeah.
It's having a great season with Tottenham
The ball just stuck to his feet there. It's now out wide.
Trippier's getting so much joy down this right. A bit lucky with that.
And Diop's got it away.
I think I might have actually had a hand in Lamella's success, actually, Smithy. We met him at... I think I might have had a hand in Lamella's
What, you individually?
Success. Yeah, me individually, yeah.
Explain the situation.
Cardiff have scored. Sorry, my story does not count for anything. It's 3-2. It's from a corner, I think. Cardiff is bouncing. Neil Warnock's got a smile on his face. It's 3-2, and it could be Cardiff's first win. It's a cross from the right-hand side. Terrible defending by Fulham.
It's a horrible goal.
It's like a FIFA 19 glitch. It's snuck in. The keeper, I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's still concussed from earlier, but it's gone in.
Scrappy do.
That's
Big goal for Cardiff. 3-2 up against Fulham.
Any goal.
It's a very scrappy goal, but they will take any goal.
Fulham have got to be worried if Cardiff are scoring 3 against them. There's got to be big worries.
Yeah, it's a valid point.
There are some big problems.
Valid point there. 2 points from 8 games, Cardiff. Their worst start in 29 leagues. If Cardiff lose today, it will be their worst ever start to a season. One of 3 sides without a Premier League win, lost their last 6 games in all competitions, not won any of their last 10 in all comps, but they do lead 3-2 against Fulham.
Sorry.
Goes back to what we were saying about Fulham. There's worrying time for Jukanovic and Fulham with all the money they've spent. They could relegation for you this season for them.
I've not seen much of them, but based on results solely, then you've got to worry about them. But
not 100% like you said for Newcastle.
Nah, Newcastle are my dead cert. Yeah, I've got nothing against Newcastle, apart from the fact I despise them on every level. I don't.
And you think they'll get relegated? Other than that. Temps, we've had some good questions. What else have you got?
I got another question for Jack. It's from Jack Wall on Twitter, who says, who is your favourite West Ham player of all time?
Ooh, I think I know the answer to that, because every West Ham fan has the same person.
And
I guess.
And if you could pick your dream West Ham five-a-side, who would you pick?
Oh, good question.
Is it going to be Paolo Di Canio?
Yeah, it's going to be Di Canio.
Every West Ham fan says that.
100%. He's my idol. On the pitch, not so much not so much off the pitch.
But still an idol.
Yeah. I would have... I'd probably have Shaka Hislop in goal.
Shaka.
Yeah.
So he says dream 5-a-side.
Yeah, but I've met him. He was a lovely man.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Name drop. Shaka Hislop. Didn't think that was coming. Julian Dix. Never saw him play, but people say he was...
Another favourite West Ham fans.
Yeah. Payet. Is that 3? Di Canio and Scott Parker in the middle there.
Parker.
Yeah, because I absolutely loved him.
Team, that.
Yeah, he won Hammer of the Year 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah. You're not having Scott Parker, Passe?
I mean, no, you can have Scott Parker if you want. Probably been your best team ever as well. This is probably better than Spurs' 5-a-side team.
It wouldn't be mine. Interesting, this is a feature on Soccer AM's YouTube channel, Dream 5-a-side, so you can go and see some of the Dream 5-a-sides that we have had on Soccer AM's YouTube channel right now. Just crowbar that in. Temps, any other questions?
Sorry, Smithy, just to interject, it has happened. Adama Traore is on.
There we go, the stuff that always happens to Wall.
Thank you.
Record signing Adama Traore from Middlesbrough. Never started in the Premier League yet, but he always comes on. Absolutely rapid.
Watford are in here. Oh, no.
Adama Traore is completing like 5 dribbles this year just in the final third per game.
That's
It's
insane.
more than anybody in the Premier League is completing in a game overall.
They just need to
Isn't
start...
that mental?
Need to start leading for
Lovely
goals.
skill there from that youngster.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh,
Strong challenge on Winks there.
Could have been a penno. What, on Winks?
Harry Winks.
Winks looks a bit feisty, you know, that England-Spain game
Does
when he was
like
coming
that.
across.
Big fan of that.
not good though.
Very tenacious.
Oh,
Big fan of
Antonio's on as well. Friend of yours and the show.
Yeah, Mikel Antonio's
Yeah.
on. Talking about him earlier.
Sanchez to be carded. Is he a feisty player, Sanchez?
There we go. Price boost to be carded was 7-2, now 9-2.
Is he feisty?
No, I think we have
don't know much
feistier
about him.
players than Davison Sanchez.
Yeah.
So he's one of the.
Feisty ones.
But if you think he will be carded, he is at 9-2 with Skybet. That is a price boost, so get that on. Will, any
Like
action
it.
from the other 4 games so far?
Not a lot going on. Watford coming back stronger now. They had a chance with Andre Gray's on now coming down the right-hand side. But apart from that, there's not a lot going on, Smithy, sorry.
Norwich have equalised at Nottingham Forest. That is 1-1. It's where you're from, Jack, isn't it, Norwich?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Got a
Tim-
soft spot for them?
Yeah, I like Norwich. Was that Tim Close with a goal?
Yes, it was.
My sister served him in the Apple store the other day. She said he was a lovely man.
Good.
So big up yourself.
So
Tim.
really good, it links it all in together there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
really
nice,
good. I like
it's
it when
nice.
that happens.
Yeah.
Good news for Norwich there.
He didn't have a password on his iPhone. That is mad, isn't
Really?
it? That is mad.
I like that. I
Yeah.
rate that.
He didn't have a pass.
Just didn't have a password.
Maybe he's got nothing to hide.
He should
Yeah.
do it.
If you want that,
Literally,
yeah.
nothing to hide.
But if he loses it,
Yeah, that's a bit of a
Then
problem,
he's
isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Even Kanye West has got one, even though it's like 00000.
yeah, on his iPad, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that on the news the other day as
That's
well.
awful.
That made the news. Kanye West has got a password on his iPad. Quality. I've got a question for you, actually,
going back, go on.
Smithy. If you could
Yeah.
interview anybody for the channel that you haven't already done, who would
I
it
haven't
be?
already done?
It's got, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good
Oh, look
question.
at you. Oh, I haven't already done. Oh, God. There's not many to choose from.
So I haven't already done.
Yeah, Premier League.
Current or ex or anyone?
Currently playing, let's say.
Currently. Oh wow. Okay. Because I was going to give you an ex-pro there.
Who was you going to say?
Let's say. Well,
Henri?
Gaz is my hero, but I have interviewed him. He was
Right.
the reason.
Yeah, he got that in, didn't he?
Yeah.
So not technically relevant.
I would have said David Beckham because there's a lot that I'd like to ask him because of just his lifestyle, his
Yeah.
what he's done for the game on and off the pitch.
Yeah.
A bit of a national treasure. So I would personally like to interview Bex.
Yeah.
Currently playing is a tough one. Ooh.
Oh, sorry,
Oh.
Phil Foden making his obligatory substitute.
That is not in your game. That is in Pato's game.
He's never
Pato,
played
why didn't you
football
tell us about that?
Because I don't care, mate. Like, Phil Foden is one of those guys who everyone's like, oh, I've no doubt he's going to be incredible. Well, I haven't. Has he done anything yet? Like, I'm sure he will be good. I don't know why. Actually, no, I've just said it. I don't even know why I've said that. I've just said that because that's what everyone thinks. Maybe he will be good, but we don't know.
So you think he's a bit overrated, Phil Foden?
I don't know. How would I know? He never plays. he only plays in meaningless games. So, like, I'm sure he's got talent, but that's different from whether he's going to be a good player. So, like, I would like Phil Foden to get actual minutes this season so that we can either start talking about him as a real prospect or stop talking about him as if he's, like, this made-up little, like, magical kind of Disney prince that's just going to, like, take over English football for the next 20 years.
We love doing that, though, don't we? English fans.
it's just-
We
yeah.
love it.
Phil Foden in the England squad for you then next.
I don't care about the England squad.
Okay. I'm getting the feeling that Pato... Yeah. Is there anything
Do you
do
like
care
football,
about?
or...?
You know, I'm all right with it, but I'm an
You had a
Arsenal
bad
fan.
week, Pato.
So
Get off your chest,
I
come on.
don't really... Well, it's just, you know, whenever I'm here, you always ask me about England. Why would I care about England? I don't support the England national team.
But you don't
I'm
care
not
about Man
English.
City, Burnley, Arsenal,
No,
England, all the show at the
I'm
minute.
enjoying watching Man City play football against a side who, by all rights, should be in League Two. So that's quite fun to watch. But, yeah, I'm just...
Did you get behind the team this summer, then?
Pardon?
Did you get behind the team this summer or not?
Not really.
Good,
Like, I
because
mean,
you wouldn't be allowed after that. Right? If I heard you
Not
were
really.
celebrating in the pubs, we'll have a problem.
I've got a question that's just come through for Pato, actually. It's from Squirtle Me Turtle, who says...
I mean, you can't argue with
So
that.
it's going to be a good question. Who is Pato's favourite current player?
Foden.
He doesn't like
Anywhere in the
anyone.
world,
We're
yeah.
trying to get some positivity
Philip
out of Pato.
Foden.
Do you know what I love about that is? Pato now needs to give an answer that's positive about something.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
Phil Foden might actually get an assist. Oh, that would have been great.
looking for
God,
a
I don't know, my favourite player. Up until a year or two ago, I would have said it would have been kind of Vidal, Modric, those kind of guys. I really love Paul Pogba, actually. I think Paul Pogba's a fantastic player. I think he gets a lot of stick for given how good he is. Yeah, and I love Ozil. Ozil's great. I don't know, man. There are so many players that are fun to watch. I just want to watch... Like, Naby Keita in full flow is amazing to watch. Yeah. I really love, actually, in that Liverpool team, I really love Sadio Mane as well.
Yeah, he's having a great
I think
season.
he might... to me, he's the most enjoyable of the front three to watch.
I agree with that.
I think he's got the combination of skill and pace. But
You said Ozil there, who is a fantastic technical player. As an Arsenal fan, does he then frustrate you, the fact that he does go missing in a lot of games, given the ability that he has?
The thing is, he doesn't really. Like he doesn't do enough work in those games. But when you get to the end of a big game where Arsenal have been bad, you tend to see that he's actually created 3 or 4 chances. Like, he's very consistent in terms of chance creation. The problem is people just don't really like his attitude, I guess. But actually, Ozil, the summer before he came to Arsenal, I remember saying to a friend that he was my favourite player in the world, and then we ended up getting him in. So, I don't know, my main issue with Ozil is that he tends to be... When Arsenal don't have a lot of the ball and when Arsenal aren't playing well, it's difficult for him to play well, and then he becomes everybody's scapegoat. And this season he's been shifted out wide and hasn't been great there, but that's Aaron Ramsey, and that's a different story, really. I don't know.
Sane just
good question, though.
Absolutely killed someone with a nutmeg, and then I didn't see who
killed him
the other player was, but he just would not let him get past him. He just clattered him to the floor. No, what was your answer then? Who would you?
I was going to say Beck's current player. I've been fortunate enough to. It's a tough one because I'm looking at the Spurs players. But fortunate enough to have interviewed and met a lot of them. You know, very fortunate to do so. So it's very hard for me to think. It would probably Beck's, I'd say.
Yeah.
I was very honoured when I met Pele as well. He was one of the people that I met when I was like, wow, just shook his hand. I was like, this is in. Yeah. I'm in the process of greatness. I didn't feel like I was worthy to be in the same room as him because he's such a legend. So, how about yourself?
What if
you were to meet or interview any player?
Oh, current.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one, yeah.
Because also you look at it from the point of view, who would you get the most out of in an interview? And
yeah.
I suppose I'd quite like to interview Pogba because of his personality. And you know that if you interview Paul Pogba, you're going to get a lot out of it.
But are you, though? Because he's such a brand machine that he's just going to be like, yes, no, like that kind of thing.
I could see that. Yeah. You get on, you could talk about branding opportunities.
I have a feeling, Pato, he gets more brand opportunities than I do.
He shouldn't, though. You're an absolute devil with merch.
Thank you, Pato, I think. I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
You know what? Just take it as one.
Arnie.
Yeah, Arnie.
Yeah.
Not Snodgrass.
Schwarzenegger.
Nah, not Snoddy. Nah.
Snoddy.
What was he like?
Anyway.
What was he like, Arnie, all right? Did you do it? No, you didn't do Arnie, did you?
I've not met him.
Right.
No, I've not met Arnie.
No, OK.
I've heard he's a very interesting character.
Yeah.
Very fun personality, like one of the jokers in the West Ham change room and stuff.
Fair enough.
That's what I've heard. But so he's the one you single out?
Yeah, I reckon so, just because he is a bit of a...
Good questions that we're getting in temps from Social Corner.
Well, that one was asked by me. So.
Yeah, that was,
that was why that was
still a great, really good.
Still a good question.
That is literally
from a social media influencer. So from a social media influencer to Social Corner, any others from our viewers?
Yes, we have. We've got one from Harry, who's referring to Paul Scholes' comments, where he said, not even Lionel Messi could save Manchester United. Do you agree with that statement? Because it's a weird statement.
No, he's really good, Lionel Messi.
Exactly.
I mean, to be honest, I don't really listen to what Paul Scholes says because he's an unbelievably stupid man. But
wow.
he was a fantastic footballer, but his opinions are always moronic. I don't know really. I think that Messi would improve Man United quite a lot. That's my hot take. But yeah, there's definitely something rotten at the heart of that team. You know, like obviously the manager and the board aren't getting on. The manager alienates the players. The club seem to have a different idea about how they want to build the team to what the manager is thinking. So I don't know. There are issues that need to be sorted out. And a club of that size probably shouldn't be making these kind of schoolboy errors where they're just arguing with their manager in the middle of the season. But I think generally my advice when it comes to Paul Scholes is ignore what he says and then watch compilations of him on YouTube where he's actually enjoyable.
Wow.
OK.
There you go.
You can kick a ball at a tree as well. So,
yeah.
I'm starting to beef with Paul Scholes.
You are starting beef.
He's trying to get on the undercard.
Yeah, I want undercard me and Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Pato interview Paul Scholes just to see how that
through
sort
his
of pans
pale
out.
little face.
Pale little face.
Wow.
Somewhere Joe is crying.
Oh, corner for Spurs. Bad corner. Fabianski.
West Ham can break now.
We're down to into the last 10 minutes of all our games. Not loads happening in the second half. It's been a quieter second half to the amount of goals we saw early on in the first half. But poor corner from Spurs. West Ham on the counter-attack. Still 1-0 in our feature game.
Here comes Cresswell.
Cresswell.
Out to Mikhail. Whip it in, Mikhail. Just whip it in.
Worrying time, Spurs.
He has whipped it in. It's not
it's
a far post.
chance. Oh, it's a shot. Oh.
The youngster, Dean Dan.
Oh.
I don't know. Oh.
Yeah.
Have a shot, Cressy.
Cresswell again.
Good ball.
His delivery's quite good, Cresswell, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
And it is cleared. So, reminder of the scores at the minute. Chelsea finished 2-2 earlier at the Bridge against Man United. Bournemouth 0, Southampton 0. Our only game without a goal. Cardiff currently 3-2 up at home to Fulham. Callum Paterson scoring what looks like to be the winning goal so far after 65 minutes. Man City running right at Burnley 3-0 at home. Aguero, Silva and Fernandinho with a lovely finish after 56 minutes. Newcastle losing 1-0 at St James's Park to Brighton. They badly need a result. West Ham 0, Spurs 1.5 feature game. Eric Lamela just before half-time. And Wolves 0, Watford 2. Etienne Capoue, Roberto Pereira, Huddersfield, Liverpool play tonight.
Oh.
So they are the scores currently in the Premier League. Will, let's go to you.
Yes.
Not a lot of, we haven't been to you recently, not because we don't like you or anything, but there's just not been a lot going on, is there?
Sure it's not personal?
No, it's definitely not personal.
Okay, that's fine. Southampton coming close. Shane Long's on for them. I think it was him who had the chance, but he's not known for his...
He exists.
Oh, then he scored again. Ruben Neves had a very close free kick for Wolves. They're very much on the front foot, but obviously still 2-0 down, and I'm hoping and praying for a Fulham equaliser. Just to gauge
That
Neil
would be
Warnock's
nice.
reaction.
Free would be lovely.
So, yeah.
82 minutes gone,
Is it?
Jack,
Yeah.
in West Ham Spurs currently.
You got some ink on your bottom lip.
Have I?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Some black ink. Yeah.
Thank you.
it's
I mean,
all
the
on
viewers
there.
probably can't see that because it's quite a wide shot. So.
I mean, it's quite.
Is it?
It's there.
That would be from the pen, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out, though, mate.
That's all right.
Just so everyone is aware of that.
Yeah.
Touch from Arnautovic, that is. Pound shop Ibrahimovic.
So, last 10 minutes of the game. West Ham need a goal.
You've got this, haven't you?
I don't know.
You've got it.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's that comfortable for Spurs.
Spurs lost his mind.
Riyad
what's
Mahrez has
happened?
just scored an absolute screamer.
Pato!
Absolute screamer.
Is he actually?
Yeah, ball comes into him.
We never know when Pato's been serious.
Yeah.
It's he takes a little touch away from his mark and just bends it top corner. I don't think Joe Hart's even moved, probably because doesn't really care that much. But it's an unbelievable goal. This has been a walk in the park for Man City. Burnley have actually had a surprising amount of the ball, but they just can't really get anywhere with it. Fernandinho's had a great game.
Here's the replay.
No, it comes back.
Oh.
Comes back. There's a little. What is this? Here we go. There's a little second phase here. Riyad Mahrez there in the pocket. See you later.
Oh, what a goal. That is Joe Hart
leaf.
planted. Little what?
Sorry, John...
Bends it into the top corner.
All right,
Is that a very delayed reaction to Mahrez's goal?
No, John Joe Shelby's just had a free kick going in top bins, and Matt Ryan has...
it's
He's done really well, actually.
Is that like the crossy?
Huge defense.
It's come back on itself, but yeah, Newcastle knocking at the door. It's still 1-0. Nice save from Matt Ryan. The ball's floating everywhere.
Big
I
defence.
think that if there's any goals in the Championship, just...
Goal! Stoke City 0, Birmingham City 1.
Get up there!
There you go.
Do you believe? You've gone to Stoke, and we've said no surrender.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Oh, it's a big result for our armchair fan.
9 unbeaten, 3 wins.
Oh.
Beaten Leeds as well. Gary Monk's got to be manager of the century.
Manager of the century. It's a gigantic shout. Let's round up the Championship results while we're at it. Blackburn winning in our early kick-off 2-1 at Leeds. Aston Villa 1, Swansea 0. Brentford down to 10 men at home. Griffin Park against Bristol City. Hull City 0, Preston 0. Ipswich 0, QPR 2 now. Nottingham Forest 1, Norwich 1. Reading beating Millwall at home 2-1. Rotherham are 1-0 up against Bolton. Stoke 0, Birmingham City 1, and Wigan 1, West Brom 0. Derby, Sheffield United playing later.
Oh, it's offside!
Yes!
Oh,
Oh, it's
and I called it.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Jack.
dear me. Send it through sooner. Oh.
Let's off for Spurs.
What? Oh, that's not that ball. That's the next one. Yeah, he's
He's definitely offside. Great decision from the
Oh.
linesman, who I have nothing but respect for.
They just give me a little bit of hope.
Was it a little P that scored?
Great
It was,
decision
but-
from the linesman.
Little P was inside the box again, wasn't it? As we said, he always
Yeah.
scores inside the box.
He's
And
a poacher,
Spurs
isn't he? He's a
looking to bring
poacher.
on Fernando Llorente, interesting sub. Dembele is also
Interesting move.
came on just now. Dembele came on, I believe, for Eric Lamela, which was an interesting sub. So Spurs
Oh, that's
more
just that.
defensive in their approach now. I think Poch's definitely looking to shore it up a bit. And Llorente is on for Harry Kane, which is not a sub that happens that regularly this season. A lot of people talking about Kane in the build-up, possible burnout with the fact that he played for England midweek. Pellegrini denying that. But he has come on, and Llorente is now on. So Spurs go with the lone striker.
Smithy, why do they keep saying that about Kane? Like, he's a bit tired. He's playing football. He's a footballer. Well, like, he's played a game here and a game there. So have lots of other players. Do you believe this, or?
I think at the start of the season, he didn't look match fit.
Because of the World Cup.
But I would always start him because the options, Spurs do not have anywhere near the option to Harry Kane off the bench.
Yeah.
Look at Llorente's.
But then Maguire played in the World Cup and was arguably running more than Kane ever did, and he started banging goals and playing well. So Kane just sort of has this get-out-of-jail-free card because he's the poster boy for England.
With Kane, isn't he? He's playing a lot deeper now, isn't he, Pato?
He seems to drop a lot deeper.
Yeah.
But with Kane, I think it was because after that ankle injury
Right.
earlier in the year against Bournemouth where he came back about 2 weeks when they said he'd be out for 6.
He came back 3 weeks before their initial...
Yeah, and before that, he was shooting 6 times a game. He was scoring 0.9 goals a game. He now scores under 0.5 goals a game and takes under 3 shots a game.
Roughly.
So it does look like there's been a big drop off. Yeah. I don't really know what it is. Even in this game, you weren't seeing him like get shots away. Even that Diop one, I feel like last season he might have taken that shot a little bit earlier, whereas now Diop manages to get back and make the challenge. I think that. I don't know, there's still something a little bit off, but his creativity's still there. He's still an intelligent footballer. Yeah. But recently, he's been better assisting than actually scoring.
The thing is, his stats are still... He's still scored 6 goals this season, up there, still in contention to be the top goal scorer in the Premier League, Golden Boot in the World Cup, getting assists as well. So I think with Harry Kane as well, people are very critical of his performances, but he does always score goals.
People are always critical of the better players as well.
Correct, mate.
It's like he won the Golden Boot and everyone's having a go at him for not scoring. It's like
what more can you do as a striker
won the Golden
than
Boot
win the Golden Boot?
Yeah. Well, they weren't very good goals. Like they're still goals.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So into the last 5 minutes in this game. Temps, let's go to you quickly. Social corner.
Yeah, we've got a question from Zach from Twitter who says, who is the most overrated player, past or present?
Oh, chance for Spurs.
Wow.
That was a reaction to my question.
Whatever. That's a very...
past or present.
comment. Lucas Moura got a bit lucky there in the build-up. Nice pass. I think that's Llorente. Is that a corner?
Yeah. He's hit it over.
Yeah. And big news, Eriksen is coming on. Been out injured for a long time. Not fit enough to start, but Christian Eriksen is coming on. Fantastic sight this to see for Spurs fans. Love that Tottenham. Fantastic player coming on for Moussa Sissoko, who has had a good game, had a hand in the goal. Eriksen comes on for Sissoko in the last few minutes. Will, what happened there?
The game that is goalless. There should have been a goal for Southampton. Ball knocked back across with a header, and I think it was Højbjerg was up there, and it pulls his leg back to shoot from 3 yards, and he just completely air kicks it, and Bournemouth clear it. So still 0-0.
Couple of goals in the Championship. Nottingham Forest 1, Norwich 2. Reading have just gone 3-1 up at Millwall, and West Brom down to 10 men away to Wigan. They trail 1-0 in that one. Question, Temps.
I got a question for you, Jack. It's from Russell Lim, who says, would you rather buy a jersey of your rival club or a Zoella advent calendar?
Oh, wow. Well, I've already bought a Zoella advent calendar.
That's exactly what I thought.
It actually made me lots of money. So, I'd probably pick that one. As I always say, I'm the only person to get my money's worth from that calendar. Brilliant. Yeah, I'd have another one of them.
What a great goal. That's another great goal.
That's how you got me more enthusiastic.
Why? They're 4-0 up. Calm down, Smithy.
Tell me what happened in your game.
They scored a goal against Burnley. That's what happened. Jesus.
What was the goal? The viewers want to know who scored, who assisted it.
Honestly, they just wander out wide, and I think it's drilled in by Mendy from the left wing. Oh, Joe Hart's fuming.
What's he doing
He should remember that he plays for Burnley now. Ball's drilled across the box, and so many people just miss it, and it's just a tap-in for Leroy Sané.
What's the score?
It's 5-0. Here it comes out to Mendy. Look at this. So easy. That's a FIFA goal.
Yeah. Oh, goal in Cardiff. It's 4-2 and they'll have their first victory in the Premier League.
It's amazing.
That is how you celebrate a goal, Pato.
Oh, shut up.
Will, explain what happened.
But they were pressing and pressing, a low drive across the box. First man misses it, and it's someone called Harris, maybe not Neil. Maybe he's just turned up for the day. Great news for the fan who's just come on the pitch, but it's 4-2 to Cardiff.
No! What a save, Lloris! Big save! Oh, Spurs living quite dangerously. West Ham having a few chances, Jack.
Lloris has probably been your best player now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good. Like, that's nice, because that's a little dig, but it's like...
He's been so good. Should he score?
It's a true dig.
I think what still happened there was that...
It's been slithered through. One of your players just got absolutely nutmegged by the little P, and then
Sanchez
should have done a little bit better, maybe.
Actually, Sanchez had the last touch, and Lloris...
I am absolutely gutted.
But is it another... I do not like watching these corners for West Ham.
Overhead kick, ready?
In swinging
Deal.
corner as well.
Yeah. Centre back overhead kick.
JaackMate's mate.
Oh, terrible!
Oh. This is really nervy. I've got a really bad feeling that you're going to score.
No, look.
Why?
How can you say that when you're breaking?
It'll be very Spursy now to
That's a great
concede a goal
challenge.
from a set piece.
Oh, it's a foul.
Oh, ref, come on.
Brutal foul. He's lost so much blood today, Zabaleta. You're not worried about him?
He doesn't need blood. He's that hard. He just doesn't need
blood.
it. He's got too
Last
much
few minutes,
blood.
4 minutes of injury time in the game. We played the first minute of the 4.
Oh, dear.
Creswell is over a free kick just inside Spurs' half. Anything else to report in the 4 games, Will?
Bournemouth knocking on the door, still goalless there. There have been quite a few chances, but it's a corner for Bournemouth. And Newcastle need a goal as well, losing 1-0 at home to Brighton. But they've not really had anything. And
Terrible start.
I forgot that game was happening.
same, I'm watching it, Pat, and I forgot it was happening as well.
Mikhail Stunning.
Antonio down the left.
Our support delivery. Deary me.
West Ham creating a lot of chances here. I'm
Yeah.
a bit concerned in these last few minutes. It's been all West Ham in the last few minutes against Spurs.
That's so frustrating when the
Got a lot of
delivery
men
is
behind
so
the
poor.
ball.
That is a
Boy, how was that
Kept
stayed in?
Oh, okay.
Incredible how that came in. West Ham still with the ball.
Whipped in.
Oh, no, it's
Corner.
another corner. I do
Corner.
not like these.
Here it
Spurs not
comes.
great defending corners.
Oh, my.
We're getting it. We're getting
What
it.
are Burnley doing?
Last minute equaliser.
Was it going to be 6?
Mate, it's just pinball. It's dreadful.
This is a nervous time now. It's another corner for West Ham against Spurs. So many corners
It's
in this game.
all about the delivery.
I mean, from a corner, yeah.
But we can't deliver. Oh,
It's a good delivery. It's a big bet.
oh, dear me.
Oh,
That's
he's pretends to
pathetic
be
from
injured.
Hugo. That kills the game.
Hugo
that.
Lloris has the ball in his hands. They've been very dangerously
All
Spurs.
finished at Molineux.
Good result.
Finished 2-0 to Watford there.
Our first full time. There you can see the scenes at Molineux. The match has ended. Much to many people's surprise, that one. Wolves 0, Watford 2. Etienne threw after 20. And under a minute later, Roberto Pereira making it 2-0. Watford ending Wolves' decent run of late.
City game's over as
Winning
well.
that game. City
Joe
game
Hart
is
looks
over as well.
Devastated.
There we go. Thanks, Pato. 5-0. That one finished. Aguero, Bernardo Silva, Fernandinho, Riyad Mahrez, Leroy Sané. 5 different scorers. Sané with the 5th goal in injury time. Pep Guardiola, a very happy man. Man City on absolute fire so far this season. They're the 2 games that have finished. The rest of our games still going. And West Ham with another chance. Oh! Whoa. Worrying time. Antonio's doing all right, isn't he, since he's come off? He's had a few chances.
Don't know. He was through to whip across in a minute ago, and he just sort of tapped it with the outside of his foot. That
He's
annoyed me
hit
a
one
bit.
from distance here.
He's hit one from about 20 yards. Bush.
And he's hit it with...
Hit it straight over.
Quite strong,
and I
just
think
over
that's
the
it.
bar.
I think that's the end of the game. And West Ham have bottled it.
No, it's not.
Oh, huge chance for Southampton. Gabbiadini, the forgotten man at Southampton. Cross comes in and he's leaning back and the keeper goes to catch it, misses it.
Yes.
And he's got to score for me. Redmond, great work.
It is all over in our feature game there. The managers, Pellegrini and Pochettino, hugging the goal scorer. The only goal of the game came from Eric Lamela after 44 minutes. It finishes West Ham 0, Tottenham 1 at the London Stadium. Another win for Spurs. Although West Ham did play well. Some good saves from Lloris kept Tottenham in the game. West Ham also with a goal disallowed from the Little P for offside. Disappointing result, Jack, for you.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't get absolutely battered. I predicted a 3-0 Tottenham, 1-0.
You said, hang on a minute, you said home win in the accumulator for West Ham.
Yeah, but that's because you can never bet against your own
right.
team. Yeah, you just.
So you
can't.
bet against your own for your team.
But I thought we'd
you'd
lose. I thought we'd lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I won. It should be like it's sacrilege to bet against your own.
An
your own
unwritten
team.
rule.
Yeah, you can't do it.
All over at Bournemouth.
I thought we'd lose, and we did.
All over at Bournemouth, full-time whistle in that one as well. Our 3rd game that has just finished. That one ended 0-0. Anything to talk about in that game, Will?
No.
Not at all.
Southampton did press near the end. Gabbiadini, the chance, I look back on it in reflection, he should have done so much better, but maybe that's because he's not had not a lot of game time.
Yeah. Bournemouth 0, Southampton 0. Interestingly, Bournemouth never failed to score at home against Southampton before that. 13 games in all competitions. They always score. They didn't today. It ended 0-0. Both teams.
Bit of a derby,
With a
a bit of a
point.
South Coast derby.
It is a South Coast derby, 33 miles separating the 2 clubs.
Did you just pull that off the top of your head?
No.
That's fantastic. 33
Not
miles.
Someone in his ear.
Whoever, that's fantastic knowledge.
So 2 games going on.
Yeah, so the main one to focus on is Newcastle versus Brighton. So it's still 1-0 to Brighton. Cardiff look like they're going to get their first win. 4-2 up now, and if they were to lose from there, well, they deserve to go down. Brighton are in!
Oh, he's
Could be
still
over! Great recovery challenge there from
Touch
Newcastle.
was so good.
Yeah, it was, yeah. It was quality.
Could have wrapped it up there, but I think
it around the
that
defender
kicked
there.
off a little bit later as well because we had the head injuries in the first half, so that's...
Do you expect a lot of injury time in that one?
Yeah, and it's still going on.
So
So
good. Tabbasuma, is he just playing up front now?
I don't even think the board's gone off.
He's a defensive midfielder. What's going on?
Temps, any questions from social?
Yes, we do. Mark says, what club made the biggest mistake in the transfer window?
Great.
Biggest mistake?
Newcastle, letting Mitro go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that could, if that costs them a place in the Premier League, that's pretty much the costliest mistake you can make in football.
Yeah.
I mean, Spurs, bit of an error.
Not signing anyone.
Not signing anyone at all.
Man United not signing a centre-back for me was incredible.
Yeah.
The amount of players that they were linked with as well.
What about Real Madrid getting 100 mil for Ronaldo and just deciding we're not going to do anything with it? They should probably have spent that.
Yeah, and they lost
got an
again today
attacker.
as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
3-1.
Yeah, not great from them.
No.
Also, don't care that much. Oh my
It's
God!
over at Cardiff. They've won their first game in the Premier League. They said it couldn't be done, Smithy, but they have got 3 points on the board.
There it is. They said it couldn't be done. These are the scenes. Neil Warnock, a very, very happy man.
He doesn't look very happy. He just
No, he
looks
doesn't
like
look at
someone's...
it. 4-2 in that game, Cardiff beating Fulham. Josh Murphy, Bobby Reid, Callum Patterson and Kadeen Harris with the goals for Cardiff. Andre Schürrle and Ryan Sessegnon scoring for Fulham in that game, but Cardiff winning that 4-2. Yeah, great day for Neil Warnock. Interesting, Ryan Sessegnon became the first player born in the 2000s to score a Premier League goal, but he's on the losing
Newcastle
side
are in
today.
here.
One
Sorry,
game
Smithy.
going on, Newcastle. Any chance for Newcastle in the dying minutes? Will?
I think that was it, yeah. They had a chance breaking down the left-hand side, but if Brighton are sensible, they've just won a free kick. Mike Ashley in attendance there.
He's not bothered.
Looking like... actually, I'm not going to say that. I'll keep that to myself. But yeah, Mike Ashley in attendance, which is quite a rarity these days,
it was
isn't it?
surprised that you were getting in there, all excitement from your voice.
You know, Mike Ashley actually wanted to be a professional squash player.
Did he?
Yeah.
And now he just squashes the hopes and dreams of the new.
Oh, it could be the line of the show. It could be the line of the show. Works on so many levels, Jack. So that is the only game currently going on. Will, let's stay with you as we discuss and critically analyse the dying seconds of this game.
Well, I think my mood's summed up by the Newcastle fans that are already exiting the game, even though the full-time whistle's not gone and you're only 1-0 down and there's still a chance that you could get a draw. People looking at the watches, but who's going to score for Newcastle? I can't even... Kennedy's looked slightly lively. Muto had that chance in the first half, but... Yeah, it looks very bleak for Newcastle. Big goal kick out. I don't even think the injury... Is the injury time gone up there? I think we're so far behind in that, there might be a little bit of time to go, but no, that's it. All over.
Full-time whistle.
Brighton have won 1-0.
Those are the scenes. Rafa Benitez looking absolutely dejected, as you would expect, losing 1-0 at home through that KL goal after 29 minutes. 2 points from 9 games, their worst ever start for Newcastle. Only side in English football still without a point at home this season. He's made the most team changes in the Premier League, 23 Rafa Benitez before today, but they still cannot win at home. And these fans, look how gutted these fans look. They're a very passionate bunch in Newcastle, Jack. They look
From bad to
devastated, don't they?
Yeah.
1-1.
They do.
Is there any hope that you can give? I mean, I know you said they're 100% nailed on for relegation.
Yeah.
Any Newcastle fans watching, can you give them any sort of comfort at all?
Well, there's still another transfer window to go. So if you get someone in January...
They are rock bottom of the Premier League.
Yeah.
They need to sell, don't they? Just Mike Ashley needs to sell.
Oh, I thought you meant to sell players.
Oh, no, just sell the club.
Oh, but that's not what
Worst
Just get rid of everyone. Start again.
Liquidate.
Liquidate. Yeah, these are the scenes. That is the away end.
Yeah.
Disappointing day for Newcastle.
They're down.
We can see the championship fixtures on the right hand side as well. Birmingham
them
still
while
1-0
they're
up
down.
Stoke. Very happy.
Is it full time?
Armchair fan. It is full time in that game, yes. Happy result there for you. We can have a look at our accumulator now. It's been a disappointing day for the accumulator. Let's have a look at it. World is very happy with that result. Temps said home win Bournemouth, Southampton. Unfortunately, that was wrong. It was 0-0 at Dean Court. JaackMaate, you went home win West Ham. Unfortunately, West Ham lost 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur at the London Stadium.
Yeah.
You lost that game, took no points, so therefore, for the accumulator, wrong. It is a good win for Tottenham. 1-0 win against West Ham. Will said away win. Cardiff 4, Fulham 2. That was also wrong. Cardiff winning that one. I said home win, Man City. Easy one to predict, to be fair. Man City 5, Burnley 0. Pato went away win, was right, Pato. Newcastle 0, Brighton 1. And I went home win, Wolves 0, Watford 2. So we were wrong in that. So not many that we got right there. Here is the Premier League table. Man City stay top, 23 points after 9 games. Interestingly, plus 23 goal difference. Absolutely running away with the goal difference tally there. Chelsea second, 2 points behind. Tottenham up to third with that win, 21 points from 9. Worth pointing out that Liverpool, Arsenal do still to play with a game in hand. Let's look at the bottom. Newcastle still rock bottom. Just 2 teams now without a win in the Premier League. They are Newcastle and Huddersfield. Huddersfield have a game in hand. Everton sitting 11th. So worrying times for Newcastle. Will, of the games you watched, most exciting game that you watched?
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was Cardiff versus Fulham, 2-2 in the first half, and then I thought Fulham would kick on, but Cardiff managed to bag 2 and get their first Premier League win. So, as much as I hate Neil Warnock, fair play to him.
OK, good roundup. Big game in the Championship tonight. Derby County face Sheffield United. We can now cross live to Jonathan Oakes and Don Goodman.
Yes, this evening's live Championship football sees Derby, who were a little bit out of sorts immediately before the international fortnight, against the Sheffield United side, who certainly weren't. 4 wins on the spin and 8 wins in their last 10 games, especially after losing their first 2 games, Don. Have they shown Sheffield United they are genuine contenders this season?
I think they have. I think they've shown a lot of character, because I'm sure after the opening day, which was live on Sky Sports, we saw Swansea go there and nick it at the end. And they followed that up with a real tough away trip to Middlesbrough and got a bit of a duffing, for want of a better expression. And so, to show the character, I think that's what will really please Chris Wilder. And over the last 10 games, they've been better than anybody, haven't they, really, sort of statistically speaking. So, you know, it's about having that positivity in the camp, and it's about that momentum. And at the moment, Sheffield United are one of the few that have probably got it.
Yeah, and the break perhaps came at a good time for Derby, especially when you consider the games they've got coming up after Sheffield United today. It's West Brom, then Middlesbrough, then Chelsea in the League Cup. Yeah. So how crucial is it they lay down a marker today, show a signal of their intent?
Yeah, I mean, I think Frank's done a brilliant job, first and foremost, at his first attempt. Obviously, he's very quickly realised what the Championship's all about. It's tough. It really is tough. Derby have actually played the current bottom 7 teams, so you can look at it from that perspective and say they've had a decent start, but should it have been a little bit better? The answer is probably yes, it should. You know, they've lost games to the likes of Rotherham and Bolton, with respect that, you know, a team gunning for promotion, and Derby are one of those that have that ambition, probably shouldn't, with respect, be losing to those kind of teams, really. So now to go into this run, it's very, very tough. And I thought they'd kick on after that Brentford performance and that cup game at Old Trafford, where they were outstanding. And they didn't quite manage to do that, you know, in the following 3 games. So I think the break came at the right time, in answer to your question. And they will know that starting today, it just gets harder and harder.
Yeah. Sheffield United have a way of playing. They are very expansive. Derby perhaps still getting used to a way of playing under Frank Lampard. So who puts their stamp on this game today, do you think?
It's the Championship, John. Only a fool would make predictions about the Championship. I mean, look, at the end of the day, they need to make this home ground, an absolute fortress. That's one of the things that you need to do if you're going to get promoted. They need to be solid defensively. That's another of the things that you need to do. And they need to be able to grind out wins when you're not quite at your best. Those are the 3 ingredients for me that promoted teams generally have in common. So, you know, have we seen Derby do that consistently just yet? Not quite, but there's no doubt about it. They've certainly got the talent to be able to do it.
Thanks, Tom. So Sheffield United looking to get back to the top of the Championship table. Can they do it here at Derby? Live coverage from 5:15 on Sky Sports Football.
Thanks very much, guys. Yeah, that game kicks off very soon. Let's head over to Sky Sports Football, 5:15 p.m. for Derby versus Sheffield United tonight. Goals on Sunday with guest Alan Pardew. Tomorrow is at 11:30, Sky Sports Premier League. Everton versus Crystal Palace, Super Sunday, 3:30 tomorrow. And the Monday night football, Arsenal versus Leicester, 7 p.m. for that one. So loads to look forward to on Sky Sports. We had some good comments and questions today, Temps. Have you got any others before we end the show?
They've been all right. We've got one from. It's been all right, isn't it? We've got one from George who says, "Can you see any Premier League team overtaking a top 6 club this season, / in the long run?" What do you guys think?
Wolves.
Think they can break into the top 6?
It's just 'cause they've got all that money and that backing.
Yeah.
Who's fallen out of the top 6 if they're breaking in?
United.
Tottenham.
Yeah,
This season, United.
this season,
But
yeah.
long term, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Wolves for me. Yeah, Wolves. Or I mean, we talked about Leicester earlier. The big thing with Leicester to me is if they keep hold of these players because they've got a history
Seem
of
like a seven
getting rid of
foot,
their best
yeah.
players.
But with Wolves, it's like if they were bringing Neves in the Championship, they do well in the Premier League. Like, they could bring in someone ridiculous. Someone silly.
And also Wolves, I get the feeling Wolves are going to spend again in January. They're going to spend bigger. Any other teams? As a West Ham fan,
Don't go there.
is there any hope at all of West Ham breaking that top 6?
No. There isn't, is there? No, I don't know. We do that thing, don't we, where we beat the bigger teams, like we beat United and, well, not all the bigger teams, and then we go and lose to like Brighton's and things like that. No disrespect to Brighton, but that's a game I would like to think we should win easily, and we don't. So if we can't win them, then no, we're not going to progress as a club, I don't think. Watford were looking all right at the start of the season, but they seem to have had a huge drop-off, don't they? So now I can't think of anyone in particular.
Anyone else, Pato?
No, I think Wolves are the candidates this season, but that's just because Man United are having a down year. Like, generally speaking, it's just money. Money makes the difference. Like, Spurs building a new stadium, Liverpool increasing the size of Anfield, that will make it almost impossible for these smaller clubs to catch up. Like, really, the only club who can compare to them in terms of size of stadium are West Ham, and their owners are not competent. So, I don't know, I'd love to see Man United drop out of the top 6 this season. That would be sensational.
Everyone would, wouldn't they? Literally everyone would love to see that, bar Manchester United fans.
Great question. Thanks so much. Right, that is all we have time for. JaackMaate, firstly, thank you very much for coming on the show. Did you enjoy your Football Social debut?
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Pato, Man City watched 5-0 through a good game.
I loved every minute. I'll probably watch it again later, to be honest with you. No, it was good. At least Cardiff Fulham was good.
You are never going to watch football ever again, are you?
I'm not into it. I'm haunted by the memory of potential that I once had.
OK, a good way to round that off. 10 good questions today from Social Corner. Were you happy with what the fans delivered today?
Yeah, you can do better, though. They can do better.
OK.
It was still good.
I'm the negative one.
Yeah,
I'm just encouraging them. They can do better. They were all right this week.
Okay,
all right.
And Will Brazier, sterling job.
Actually good.
Actually
good
brilliant
from you,
job.
Will.
Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next week for the Football Social. Have a good weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.